Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and share this video. I have an latest update I brought for you guys. Please kindly watch, leave your comment. This is the latest update concerning Mohbad and Wummi. Wummi has done a terrible thing. Please come and hear from here all by yourself. You will not believe what Wunmi secret don't open again, my people. Make una come hear am all by una sef. So if abeg, if una watch am finish, make una leave una comment according to the gist wey una watch. Almighty God na him go bless una. Thank you.
Play voice note ìyẹn lẹ́ni o ibi tí yàn mí ti pè é. Ṣé àwọn tó ṣẹlẹ̀ àwọn lẹ́ǹtì tó gbé bọ́ta wọ́n ti jọ ń ṣiṣẹ́ ìgbọ̀pọ̀ láwọn èèyàn mi ni àyíwọ́n ti sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ẹni tí Ọlọ́run tóbi lọ́ba ẹ bá mi ṣe muslim ẹ ti fẹ́ Ọlọ́run tóbi lọ́ba ẹ bá wa sọ. I'm not joking. Àṣírí jẹ́rí. Ibi tí ọ̀rọ̀ tó sì mi ti bá wo ṣé ìyọ̀wọ́ mi tí lẹ́ǹtì wà tẹ́lẹ̀ ni. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni ṣé Yorùbá nǹkan tó wà ní ìyáàgbé. Ó kò náà yẹ kí sùúrù bàbá wà.
And people, wow, don't be smart. That they play and now I see music for there. And stop and make it come out. Tell them they play music now.
Báàmì ọ̀dún ti sá lọ bàbá kọ́kọ́dà yìí náà ní lọ́wọ́ wá jẹ́rí wọ́n mi kọ́ fi ẹja dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run ẹja fi ọpẹ́ fún Ọlọ́run gidigidi ọ̀rọ̀ jẹ́rí gba ẹni tá a kọ̀rọ̀ pé àsì lórí kínní wọ́n ṣe mítì kan àárọ̀ àná mo gbọ́ ṣìbánu ní Star Sunday ọkùnrin àwọn jọ àwọn ẹni bí wọ́n ní káwọn parí ìjà òfò Ọlọ́run tú wọn ká Ọlọ́run tún wá wọnú Kàrímọ́ mo sọ̀rọ̀ kan gbà tí a sọ̀rọ̀ tó Bọ́lá pé Ọlọ́run kan lè lo wèrè mí ní wèrè ní anybody mo kàn ń fi ṣe mo fi ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ júwe ọ̀rọ̀ ni inú ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ó ní lẹ́jì ìpẹ́ bá fẹ́ lo Yomi ipò kó bá yín ààrẹ á ṣe àwọn lẹ́jì ló ń ṣe gbogbo iṣẹ́ burúkú yìí nígbà tí dírábà ti jáde àbí nọ́ọ̀sì tí dírábà ti jáde ọkọ̀ lẹ́jì náà balẹ̀ ọkọ̀ gbogbo ò balẹ̀ gbogbo wọn pera wọn jọ àti ikú ni wọn yí gbogbo ẹ ọ ṣáà ń ṣe bàbá bọ ọmọbìnrin yìí ọlọ́pàá. Kàrímọ́ náà kan ló ń sọ̀rọ̀ tábà tiẹ̀ ní Mohbad but I'm just saying Ọlọ́run about the spirit Mohbad fine it's still the same ó ti ní màlẹ́kà lòun òun náà mẹ́rin lòun ó wá kó sí nínú ó wá sọ pé o lè ṣé ẹ mọ̀ pé mo sọ̀rọ̀ kọ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kan àfiṣe náà fi ṣe fún Yomi tó máa bá kú nílé ayé ẹ̀ nìyẹn tó máa destroy ẹ̀ forever kò ní tìjú kò dẹ̀ lè mọ̀ pé ṣé mo ẹlòmíì àti òpó wọn pé òun ló lè wọ́n lọ ó máa ń mọ̀ ó máa ń dùn jọ tí AC flake ẹ wo gbàtẹ́ sí kọ́mi AC flake yẹn náà bu tó dẹ̀ ẹ má sọ̀rọ̀ kíní yẹn dùn ohun ẹ shake ó ṣe mọ̀ ẹ mú ohun ẹni tí kíní bá dùn ẹ má bínú pé mo wá ẹ wọ̀ tẹ́ni ológo kan lọ́kọ́ yọ sí but ó rí ìlú agbára àti tìró tìró lójú yẹn tó dé ìgbà ọlá máa rí irú ẹ̀ ló tún fẹ́ máa scare ọmọ success àwọn tó ń sòótọ́ ṣe rí Ọlọ́run ló ń sọ fáwọn ló ń sọ pé gbogbo tẹ́ ń ṣe lẹ́ǹtì chairman gbogbo yín tẹ kórí burúkú dọ̀pọ̀ láàárọ̀ Sunday ìjọ Easter tí gbogbo ẹgbẹ́ yín yọ̀ sí ọba ọ̀run tó yọ̀ sí gbogbo àgbáyé tí wàhálà wa bá yín tẹ ní tọkọ yóò bá rẹ̀ tí pìtìpìtì ayé ti mú yín ìwọ sọ pé owó tètè náà so ìsìn náà di ayé ó sì Yomi gbogbo wọn dìjọ ṣiṣẹ́ ni ṣùgbọ́n bólúwa ti bẹ tí ẹ̀mí ẹ̀ ń bẹ gbogbo yẹn máa lọ́lẹ̀ máa jáwọ́lẹ̀ ni ẹ̀ ń wá gbogbo ọ̀nà ẹ̀ ṣáà ń wá ẹni kan parí ìjà fún African TV ẹ̀ ń lo Yomi she has said it ọlọ́run àmọ́ a máa sọ pé Kàrímọ́ náà nìbọn ọlọ́run ló kó sí nínú abádẹ́ ní spirit Mohbad all the same ni wọ́n lò ó ní wọ́n ẹ lè lo kókó àṣẹ́rẹ́sì yàn so there are you we said it that some people have said it èmi dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ọlọ́run láti day one mi ò gbà àti Yomi spirit mi ò connect mọ́ and àwọn tó dẹ̀ gbà náà tó lò pé tó tọ́ but like ọmọ success náà sọ but along the line àti gbogbo yín náà ẹni pé onírọ́ ni akígbèkùn abúlé àṣewògbè ìwà ẹ kó ṣáà wọn ní kó fi lè destroy ayé rẹ̀ ni kò ṣe ní gbọ́kùn kò tá pẹ́lú mi náà sá lọ ṣùgbọ́n ìtìjú yẹn ilé ayé fúnra rẹ̀ ló máa ṣe rẹ̀ ẹ lọ kọ sílẹ̀ Ọlọ́run tóbi lọ́ba o ẹ ṣeun o bàbá àríṣe àtàwọn ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ ṣe wọn ẹ jẹ́ àbábọ̀rọ̀ wa lọ.
Mọ́mí Sumon J ṣọ́wà ń bẹ̀ okay Yomi Afunu ṣé Yomi Afunu okay ẹ̀rọ àmà.
I'm so impressed, everybody. I'm so impressed and I'm so proud of our success. I saw the most video and I was so fulfilled. Alone, at least the truth is coming out. Sherry, a lot of people want Yomi to cast. Ó ti cast ẹgbàá mo ṣe sọ fún yín àwọn tó ń fẹ́ jáde àwọn tó ń benefit from him ni. Most people you can see that àwọn abiyamọ gan ti cast it. So it's ó kù díẹ̀ his mission is almost over. You know the mere fact pé kánibọ̀bọ̀ ìwà ó fèsì nǹkan tó ń ṣe kò concentrate lórí àwọn ẹni ẹlẹ́ni kò concentrate lórí bàbá ọmọ ìwúlà á máa jẹ lọ ní kò sẹ́ni tó máa pay attention to him. But the mere fact pé he's so greedy ojú kòkòrò ó ṣàwọn ojú ṣá every little thing I mention access every little thing I mention paper tí ò sí nígbà nígbà tó wà contributed. So nǹkan tó bring down for ẹ̀ nìyẹn so his intentions were not genuine and God has exposed them. So and he will continue to expose all of them. At the end of the tunnel, there will be light. Baba Mohbad máa win gbogbo wọn over. Àwọn náà máa tẹ̀ wọ́n máa fi wọ́n ṣàtẹ̀gùn ní lágbára Ọlọ́run. So ẹ ṣe gan.
Thank you so much. Yomi Afunu. Ẹ kálẹ́ o.
Happy Easter. Mọ́mí J-Babe, ẹ kálẹ́ mà, Sesame, Sumon, Wúràbùnmi àti Mr. Aríṣe ẹ kálẹ́ o. Ẹ kú àtàárọ̀. Àwa náà àní dààmú lórí ọmọ lágbára Ọlọ́run, àna Ọlọ́run àbọ̀ Ọlọ́run adájú lórí wa o, àní sunkún lórí ọmọ. Ṣé rí Yomi? Tí nǹkan tẹ́mi kan máa sọ lórí Yomi ni pé ká máa wò ó. Ojú ẹ̀sìn Yomi ó ti ṣú ó ṣetán tó máa rọ̀ ẹ fi sílẹ̀ ṣẹ́rí gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ olórí burúkú tó ń sọ nípa bàbá lọ́ba òun náà máa kẹsàn-án ìṣèbọn ọmọ náà lòun náà gbé dání tó ń sá káàkiri tí ọkọ̀ ìwòbalẹ̀ tí ò rí ibi dúró sí tí ilé ò gbà tọ́nà ò gbà tílé ògbà tọ́nà ògbà tó ń gbé ọmọ káàkiri ṣùgbọ́n ọmọ ló ń gbé kiri ọmọ ẹ̀ náà tó fẹ́ pa ń sìn kò ń ṣòun mọ́ láti ẹ̀bí nǹkan kan ló sọ pé òun náà fẹ́ pa wọn ò pa Yomi mọ́ o ọmọ náà tó fẹ́ pa báyìí o ọmọ ẹ̀ náà fẹ́ pa o ó dẹ̀ ń bú èèyàn kan tó sọ odidi ọmọ 26 years tó sọ ọ́ nù bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí nílé ní bàbá yẹn àti láti olórí burúkú mi ì lè lo mr fún láti olórí burúkú aláyé bàjẹ́ torí wọ́n gbẹ tó dàbí orí àgbọn tó jábọ́ látòrí igi yẹn tí wọ́n máa ṣòfò àti dẹ́bì àti dẹ́bì aláyé bàjẹ́ ọmọ òfò tó kọlà sóhun yẹn tẹ́pẹ́ ní small thing wá ti máa pariwo wà máa ní ditarólómì ṣé àwọn tó ń ka ditarólómì ṣé bọ́ ṣe ń lò ló ṣe ń lò yẹn any small thing lórí social media wà sáré máa sọ pé ditarólómì fáàsì kan tó mọ̀ náà níbi tó máa ń kà yẹn fáàsì kan bóyá àkọ́sórí ni àkọ́sórí gan ni àkọ́sórí ó ti kà sí ọpọlọ bóyá wọ́n kà sí lẹ́nu tó ti cram ẹ̀ sí ọpọlọ ẹ̀ láwọn olórí burúkú platform mi ìmọ̀ kan tí bàbá yẹn rà ń gbá wọn mi ìmọ̀ kan tí bàbá yẹn ṣe fún wọn tí wọ́n jẹ́ kí bàbá oníbàbà rí mú mi anything tẹ́ bá wọn lọ́rọ̀ kankan tó fẹ́ sọ bọ̀dá láti ò mọ̀ ṣó ṣe ní àìmọye ìgbà tí ẹ pé ti máa ń lọ sórí platform wọn nígbà tí mo ṣe máa ń lọ bẹ̀ tí máa fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ àbí pé kinní kan tó bá rí pé ọ̀rọ̀ tó fẹ́ sọ kò pàtẹ́ mọ́ gbogbo nǹkan tó ń sọ báyìí wọn máa já ẹbọ ni mi ìdẹ̀ kò gbogbo yẹn àárírò gbogbo àwọn tó ń wò wọ́n àwọn tèmi platform tó nígbà mi máa wà lórí fẹ́ǹsì ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn tèmi tí láti bá ti ṣí báyìí àwọn náà ṣí ni ibi tó máa ti bú láti báyìí ibi tó máa ti bú láti wọ́n máa play lọ́dọ̀ wọn táwọn náà máa dá ìpè padà ẹ wá ní pé kò ń ṣe àwọn tó wà lọ́dọ̀ tèmi ló wà lọ́dọ̀ láti gbogbo wọn ló wà lọ́dọ̀ láti àtàwọn kọ́là àwọn tó ń pè wọlé àwọn olórí burúkú àwọn ọmọ òfò tẹ́pọ̀ àwọn náà máa sọmọ nù tí bá kàn ń gbọ́ báyìí mo kàn máa ń mirí ni pé ẹjọ́ ń bo làwọn eléyìí ìbolé tí wọ́n lọ bó lọ́pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ lọ ṣé láti ògbọ́n ní lẹ́ni gan mo tún fẹ́ lè gorí pláfọ́ọ̀mù wọn torí gbogbo nǹkan tó tẹ̀ ń ṣe ń bẹ̀ lẹ́ni ó kàn ń bí mi inú mo kàn ń wò pé ẹjọ́ báwo làwọn pípù ṣe ń ronú ṣé wọn ìbọ̀dà láti yàn ò ní ronú ni ṣé wọn ò tiẹ̀ jókòó káwọn gan tiẹ̀ wá sùn kan tiẹ̀ wá rò pé ṣé gbogbo kan tí mo ṣe yìí ṣé ó ní mínì gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣe àfi bíi pé wọ́n ronú fún wọn kò dẹ̀ dá kéèyàn má lè ronú fún rẹ̀ àtàgbọ́ ṣe dàgbà tó over 50 years over 50 years ṣé 52 years kan náà àwọn ṣe lọ́dún yìí ni tí má kàn jókòó mo kàn máa rò pé kílé tí bọ̀dá ẹ̀ máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ bí òpònú bí ọ̀dẹ̀ báyìí gbogbo àwọn tó wà bẹ́ẹ̀ àti onílé tó ṣe kù bí ẹni tó momi ẹran yó bí ẹni tó ń tọ́jú kan pamọ́ sí kù ẹ̀ tí o tiẹ̀ ní ṣe gbogbo ìgbà tí mo tiẹ̀ máa ń gbọ́rọ̀ mo tiẹ̀ rò bí abíyánsọ́mà kan ni ọjọ́ tó ń lọ sí police station tó ń ṣu ẹ̀bá òun gojú tì í ọjọ́ tó ń ṣu ẹ̀ ni mo á wò pé ṣé bí onílé ìṣeré lélẹ̀ ó mà wàláì kò fọ́nì mo kàn ń wò báyìí mo ní ṣé onílé lélẹ̀ àbí wọ́n fẹ́ lómi ìṣe wọn ni kò jẹ́jẹ́ onílé létà ni mo ṣe find out pé onílé ni pé voice wọn kọ̀ dùn ni àwọn kò dùn rí rárá àwọn olórí burúkú àwọn gullible people tó ń kóra wọn jọ sọ́dọ̀ láti náà tiẹ̀ lè ronú látàárọ̀ dalẹ́ èèyàn lùsẹ̀ ọmọ ẹ̀ ẹni yẹn náà lè máa jí tẹ́ máa báṣì lójoojúmọ́ everyday ẹ máa báṣì bàbá oníbàbà bó ṣe búlì Mohbad títí tọmọ yẹn fi kú nìyẹn ṣe fẹ́ kí bàbá lọ́ba kú ni lágbára Ọlọ́run bàbá yẹn ò ní kú Ọlọ́run máa ró bàbá yẹn lágbára Ọlọ́run gbogbo àwọn tó ń dìtẹ̀ bàbá yẹn tí wọ́n kóra wọn jọ síbi kan tó sọ pé bàbá yìí ò ní rí justice fọmọ tí ò bá rí lójú wọn wọ́n á rí lẹ́yìn wọn máa dẹ̀ gbogbo wọn á fi gbogbo wọn á fi ṣẹ̀sín gbogbo wọn máa ṣẹ̀sín 2025 yìí ojú ẹ̀sìn wọn ó ti ṣúbà yìí ó ṣetán tó máa rọ̀ wọ́n wá ṣe orin lẹ́ni ó kọrin ó náà ti ṣe orin fún kan fíyàn àti bj mo ní olórí burúkú nígbà tó rọ̀rọ̀ sọ ó ti rí nǹkan tó máa rún mẹ́nu bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni Debbie náà sọ ẹ kílẹ̀ fún ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ mo ní olórí burúkú àbí pé kí ní spirit kan kíkọ dédé máa fún gbogbo wọn ní ìgbà tí rìsẹ́ẹ̀tì ẹdúró náà ìgbà oníbọ̀dà láti fẹ́ gbọ́n ìgbà oníbọ̀dà láti olórí burúkú aláyé bàjẹ́ ìgbà wo ló fẹ́ gbọ́n wọ́n ní èèyàn kan tóbi ṣèbí ìyàwó ẹ̀ ní Kàrímọ́ ó pé shapeless ni no shape tó wà shapeless tó àfi bí ọkùnrin òun àti mò ń jọ lóluwa kò sí yàtọ̀ nú àwọn tí wọn ò ní ṣèpù àwọn náà fún yàn wọn ò ní ṣèpù wọn ò ní fèsì wọn ò ní kankan wọn wà shapeless ṣé ó yẹ kí láti bọ́sítà kó máa bú wọn mi kan fi ṣé ó yẹ kó máa bú ṣé ó tiẹ̀ gba ẹnu ẹ̀ olórí burúkú ṣé ó gba ẹnu láti wàláì ká ní pé wọ́n lè jẹ́ kéèyàn máa gòkè mo ti wò pé ìní mo fẹ́ sẹ́ẹ̀dì request mo mọ̀ pé wọn ò ní gbé mi dògún wọn ò ní gbé mi gòkè ká ní pọ́n gbé mi gòkè ni màá ti sọ fún wọn màá ti bẹ̀ wọ́n síwájú pé ẹ̀jọ̀ tó rọ ọlọ́run ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo fẹ́ sọ ẹ ṣáà fún mi time ẹ jẹ́ kí n sọ̀rọ̀ mi kó tó di pé ẹja mi bọ́lẹ̀ wàhálà ká ní pọ́n lè gbéyàn gòkè ni nǹkan tí màá ṣe fún wọn lénìí àwọn gan wọn gbọdọ̀ láti yẹn á wọnú ilé báyìí á sùn kò ní rọrùn sùn torí mi understand irú èèyàn tí bọ̀dà láti jẹ́ tí wọn ọkọ̀ lè ronú wọn ò rí ṣó kọ́kọ́ ṣe wọn akọrin ó náà ṣorí fún bíjè mo wò báyìí pé wọ àwọn tí ò tó bàtà ìlú fẹ́ àwọn tí ò tó bàtà ẹnu sẹ wọn tó náà ṣorí fún ẹ̀rí páyé bọ̀dà láti ó ti làbàskẹ́ṣì báwọn èèyàn ṣe ń sọ ayé ẹ̀ ti polúkúrú muṣu aláyé bàjẹ́ àti gbogbo àwọn olórí burúkú tó kó sórí pláfọ́ọ̀mù wọn àwọn expander àbí kí ló lóun jẹ́ àwọn andy gbogbo wọn àwọn olórí burúkú àwọn bíi jókèmù aláyé bàjẹ́ tẹ́ pé àwọn yóò fò orí là ń ṣèkà àwọn yóò fò tẹ́ pé àwọn náà aṣáwọn wúmà ẹ̀ bímọ ṣá ṣé wọ́n bímọ tẹ́ pé wọ́n bímọ ni kò yẹ kó máa ṣe gbogbo orí burúkú tó ń bá káàkiri yẹn ní mímọ orí ṣó sẹ́sì mi ni mo wà lọ́jọ́ kan tí mo rí pé èrò ìtì pọ̀ síbẹ̀ mo wá ṣí ẹ̀ ṣó mi ṣí ẹ̀ ṣó sẹ́sì mi so mo ṣe ṣí ẹ̀ sí gbogbo àwọn tó jẹ́ bíi tọ́ṣà ń fọ́lò mi so mo ṣe wá bọ́lẹ̀ ìgbà tó ń parí ṣó yẹn tí mo bọ́lẹ̀ ó dà pé sẹ́sì mi ní àmọ́ mi kan fi ti jáde ò pé ká lọ sọ́dọ̀ òun mo wá bọ́lẹ̀ mo ṣe bọ́lẹ̀ mo rí pé mo ní mẹ́sẹ̀gì ní whatsapp nígbà tí mo wo whatsapp mi mo ṣàrí pé ẹni yẹn àìmí mi ìmẹ́ni yẹn mo ṣàá ẹ̀mí náà ṣe ẹ́ lọ sí ẹni yẹn wá pè mí pé ṣadé ṣó o mọ ẹni tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ ni mo ní mi ìmẹ́ tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ má bínú ta ni ẹni tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ ó bá ní ṣó tó ṣí ẹ̀ sí mi ṣé wọn náà ṣó ń fọ́lọ̀ ṣó yẹn ni mo ní mò ń fọ́lọ̀ ẹ̀ látìgbà tí Mohbad ti kú pé náà ni mo ti ń fọ́lọ̀ ẹ̀ pé a fi ń pé òun là ń gbọ́ ta ṣàfẹ́ mọ ibi tí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn máa lead sí mo wá ní kó jọ pé mi mọ ẹni tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ wá ní òun ni lágbájá wá jẹ́ lára àwọn bíi kọ́sítọ́mà mi ṣàmọ ẹni yẹn ó wá ní wọ́n ní ṣé ẹ̀yin náà ní interest inú ẹ̀ ní ẹ máa bá wa tẹ̀lé program yẹn kẹ́yìn náà support justice for Mohbad kẹ́ support baba Mohbad ó wá ní pé àwọn pé ọlọ́pàá lòun mo ní ọlọ́pàá mo ní ṣé ẹ mọ̀ nípa kéèsì yìí ni ó wá ní pé òun mọ̀ nípa pé kinní lòun wà command ó ní command ni òun ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ pé àwọn náà gbọ́ nípa kéèsì yẹn ó ní wọ́n á ní mo ṣàbẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ pé báwo ni ó ṣe mọ̀ nípa kéèsì yẹn ó ṣàsọ débi ọ̀rọ̀ Yọ̀mí pé ṣé mo mọ bọ̀bọ̀ kan tó ń ṣe fíìmù pé òun náà dá sí nǹkan kan báyìí àmúnú dá sí mo ní mo ní òun náà dá sí so mo ṣe wá sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ó wá ní àbẹ́mi náà ń dáwó sí inú sí mo dáwó sínú àpò kinní kan ṣàsọ ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn bí ó fi pòwe Yorùbá mo ní ṣèbẹ́ni tó bá lówó ló ń dáwó sínú kinní wá ní pé kí n má gọra mi o kò sọ̀rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ o ó ní kí n má gọra mi ó ní àwọn èèyàn ó ní wọ́n ń wá nǹkan tó máa jẹ ó ní ṣe mi mọ̀ pé Nàìjíríà ni èmi tẹ̀ wá ń bí wọ́n mo ṣáà ń wá ẹni máa yẹn pé ṣé báwo ni Yọ̀mí ṣe báwo lẹni yẹn mo ní Yọ̀mí Fábíyì ni ó ní àwọn òmùrúkọ ṣáàmù pé ó máa ń ṣeré wọ́n á ní pé kí ni nǹkan tí ẹ lè ṣe fún wa lórí ẹ pé ó ní kò sọ̀rọ̀ lórí onírọ́ ni bọ̀bọ́ yẹn pa oníṣèmí rí pẹ́nu ẹ̀dùn ni ó ní kò sọ̀rọ̀ lórí oní gbogbo ìtàn bá káàkiri ó ní nǹkan tó máa jẹ ló ń wá ó ní tó bá wèmí náà kí n lọ máa dáwó sí bẹ́ẹ̀ bíi tí màá yẹn ti sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn fún mi ni mo ti wá rò pé lóòótọ́ àwọn èèyàn ò dẹ̀ ní gbọ́ wọn ò ní gbọ́ bóyá ògùn ló fi mú wọn mi understand àwọn pípù yìí bóyá ògùn ni ṣẹ́tẹ̀rí ti làtí yẹn kò ń ṣe ògùn àpapín tí màá yẹn ń ṣe òun ni major problem Mr. Lati nígbà tó máa sọ̀rọ̀ àná ọ̀tọ̀ ni tó sọ lẹ́yìn tó máa sọ̀rọ̀ ó nítorí pé gbogbo nǹkan tó fi ń bòun jà kò ju pé tó ń ṣe fọ́lọ̀ Yọ̀mí mo ní with Yọ̀mí ta ni Yọ̀mí àbólórí burúkú lẹ́yìn méjèèjì àbólórí burúkú ni gbogbo yín ta ni Yọ̀mí ta ni Lati tí ó máa ṣe òjò tó kẹ́yẹ lépọ̀ méjì yẹ ta ni Yọ̀mí ta ni Lati àwọn olórí burúkú ṣé tí Mohbad bá wà láyé ṣé wọ́n lè bá bàbá ẹ̀ sọ gbogbo jáṣìtì tó ń sọ káàkiri láwọn olórí burúkú ẹ̀ wá mú bàbá yẹn wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní wọ́ bàbá yẹn lẹ̀ káàkiri ẹ wá fojú bàbá yẹn gbolẹ̀ ó tún sọ lẹ́ni oní bàbá Mohbad ó snatch ẹni mánéjà who is tani mánéjà wèrè láti tí ò ní voice tí ò mọ orin kan tó máa kọrin bí ìgbà tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ sí ìgbà tó sọ̀rọ̀ tí ò mọ orin kan mo kàn ń wo gbogbo mo kàn máa ń wò wọn ni. Dágbàdì yẹ́sà wọ́n á dìde wọ́n á náwọn jóná wọ́n á máa jó bí ìgbà tó ń tì wọ́n bí gọ̀lúgọ̀lù bí ẹni tí bí ń bẹ́ sí. Bọ̀dá Láti á máa ṣe bí ń bẹ́ sáì. Ẹ sọ fún mi ẹ jọ̀ọ́ kí ni orin tí Láti ń kọ? In fact kọ́nà má fi ìyà àtijẹ wá síbi tó nira o lágbára Ọlọ́run bàbá Mohbad aláàánú ní gúúsù ní ìwọ̀ oòrùn ní ìlà oòrùn ní àríwá aláàánú máa dìde sí bàbá Mohbad ju bá ṣe lérò lọ lágbára Ọlọ́run bàbá yẹn nǹkan tọ́mọ ò lè ṣe fún lọ́jọ́ ayé wọn lágbára Ọlọ́run àwọn èèyàn tó máa dìde tí wọ́n tẹ̀ ní wo àṣìṣe ẹ̀ tí wọ́n ní wo pé ó sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí ó ṣe báyìí lágbára Ọlọ́run á gbé dìde sí bàbá yẹn torí búlì yìí ti pọ̀ jù fún bàbá yẹn búlì yìí àfi kí bàbá yẹn kàn di Àṣàkẹ́ òun nìkan ni bàbá yìí ló lè fi kó gbogbo òkò yìí já torí pé nǹkan táwọn Láti ń ṣe lórí pláfọ́ọ̀mù wọn kò ń ṣe kan tó dáa rárá o Láti yàn ò ní ṣèyàn gidi rárá ẹni ẹ̀kọ́ òun ni Láti lágbára Ọlọ́run náà máa kẹ́sùn ẹ̀ kọ́dùn tó jálè ó máa kẹ́sùn gbogbo yín àti Yọ̀mí àti Jókẹ́mù àti gbogbo yín tẹ para yín pọ̀ tẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní búlì bàbá yẹn lágbára Ọlọ́run ẹ̀yin náà ẹ̀ ní jèrè ọmọ mo ti sọ ilé iná tó bá tẹ̀ ní kí n má sọ ẹ̀yin náà máa fi ojú winá gbogbo nǹkan tí ó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí bàbá Mohbad ẹ̀yin náà máa experience ẹ̀ lágbára Ọlọ́run ẹ̀yin lè mọ bó ṣe ń rí tó bá ní kọ́ lọ pé bó ṣe ń rí wá ẹ̀yin náà lè mọ bó ṣe ń rí torí mi understand wọn olórí burúkú Láti aláyébàjẹ́ wá ní oṣù orin bóyá títí kù sí bóyá ó máa ní orin tó náà ṣe kẹ́tì ẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ gbọ́ orin tó náà ṣe náà kẹ́ gbọ́ tóònù voice tó fi gbé kò ní orí kò ní dì ó mú gbogbo ẹ̀ ó jọ pọ̀ mọ́ra wọn àmọ́ kókó àwọn wo ló ń produce náà àwọn olórin wo ló náà ń produce náà ṣe pé kí ni.
Mọ́mí ẹ má bínú pé mi ìtàjẹ́ ti mọ́ mi Yọ̀mí Afọ́nu ṣé Láti ń kọrin ni ó ń lóhùn rẹ̀ àbómorin kọ the same beat gbágbágbágbá ṣé òun dàbí Portable gan tó ń kọrin tẹ́lẹ̀ Portable ti ń wọ ìlú àti ìgbà Láti máa wọ kabáńgbẹ́ yìí ni ẹ ṣe gan ẹ má bínú. ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ ilẹ̀ má bínú mo kàn kí.
ẹ ṣe no network wọn ti ṣe kínní thank you so much. tí bá ṣe máa lọ wá késẹ́ẹ̀tì Láti náà ti di ìyá késẹ́ẹ̀tì bàbá késẹ́ẹ̀tì ìyá késẹ́ẹ̀tì la mọ̀ Láti náà ti di bàbá késẹ́ẹ̀tì ó ní wo ni Láti ò kọ kí ló ń kọ kí ni Láti ń kọ.
Aláfigbàgbàgbà sí ìyá ṣẹ́ẹ̀ṣì rẹ̀.
Get Lush Life. Are you there? Okay, sexy me. Ẹ bá a sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ kalẹ̀. Sexy me ṣe wà
bẹ́ẹ̀. Ẹ kalẹ̀ mà ẹ má bínú mà fíìmù tí mò ń wò mo ní mìtẹ̀. Ẹ kalẹ̀ mà. Thank you for all you do for justice. God bless you ma. We really appreciate you ma. Daddy Mohbad ẹni tó bá sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀gàn sínú ayé yín àbí wọ́n kóra wọn jọ láti bring yín down or wọ́n ṣépè fún yín ni or wọ́n ṣe mistake sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀gàn sáyé yín ni torí pé Mohbad kú torí pé ọmọ yín kú ọmọ wọn máa kú wọ́n máa fojú sunkún ọmọ wọ́n máa fara gbàwé ọmọ gbogbo ẹpẹ̀lẹ́ táwọn èèyàn ṣe fún yín kí ló ṣe Mohbad ariwo kí ló ṣe Mohbad táwọn èèyàn pàdé níyì ọmọ apá fáwọn ọmọ wọn náà wọ́n á lè mọ bó ṣe ń rí lára. God bless you sir. We love you, we love you, we love you. Nínú òjò nínú ẹ̀rùn a wà lẹ́yìn yín dìgbà nothing do you they never reach kọ́lọ́pọ̀ sí wa wọn ò tí ì pè. ṣẹ́rí ẹ̀yìn kọ́kọ́ tí mo fẹ́ sọ pa Yọ̀mí ẹni tí ò lọ́pọlọ ọmọ mi kan fì ẹni tọ́pọlọ ẹ̀ dàbọ̀lẹ̀ number 2 ẹni tó ní nǹkan míì tó fẹ́ gain nínú justice bíi kí Yọ̀mí gba 70 káwọn gba 30 àwọn ọlọ́mọ máa tẹ̀lé Yọ̀mí even newborn baby gan ó mọ̀ pé Yọ̀mí ò ní kankan Yọ̀mí kàn fi gbogbo wọn láti fíìmù ni Yọ̀mí kàn fi gbogbo wọn láti fíìmù ó ń gbórí ẹlẹ́dàá wọn papọ̀ ṣebí mo sọ fún yín ní 3 àbí 4 weeks ago mo ní ẹ máa wo ọmọ mi kọfí Yọ̀mí máa tó ní ìdòwò Yọ̀mí ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ra mọ́tò bọ́ ó bò mọ́lẹ̀ ṣé kò mọ ibi tọ́rọ̀ yẹn ti jáde bó àwọn kan wà tó jẹ́ pé ó ṣiṣẹ́ fún Yọ̀mí bọ́ wọ́n tún mọ bó ṣe ń lọ òun lẹ ṣe rí tó ṣe ń rìn kiri ṣé mọ̀ pé mo sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ìgbà yẹn kò tiẹ̀ tí ì máa lọ kiri platform ó gbé ó tà tó bá débí ọ̀rọ̀ owó ni tó bá dé tọ̀hún ọ̀rọ̀ owó ni thank you ma mọ́mí mo pọ̀ God bless you ma tó bá débí ọ̀rọ̀ owó ni kó tó sọ̀rọ̀ méjì àwọn kan àti ẹ̀tún fẹ́ gbà mọ́ ẹ lẹ́nu pé ẹ má sọ̀rọ̀ owó ń bí ẹ lọ sọ nínú inbox á ní no ẹ jẹ́ kí n sọ bí o ọ̀rọ̀ owó ló lè ṣe tówó ti rí wọn lọ́dẹ̀ ó ti rí wọn lárìndìn ẹ wo VDM ẹ wo VDM ẹ wo NGO bí 10 naira wọlé lẹ́nìí VDM á pariwo síta gbogbo èèyàn ló mọ lọ́ọ̀yà VDM ẹjọ́ àti radical lawyer àti silence lawyer àti Kotonu lawyer àti Sàǹgbétọ́ lawyer èwo ni Yọ̀mí ti gbé wá sí public rí gbógun ṣiṣẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ àwọn kìíní ọkùnrin máa tọ́ tìró sójú ó máa tọ́ tìró sójú á wá máa ṣẹ́jú pákó á máa lo kiri platform wọ́n máa ṣẹ́jú pákó á máa lọ kiri platform kó tó sọ̀rọ̀ mẹ́ta ọ̀rọ̀ owó yìí ni kó tó sọ̀rọ̀ mẹ́ta ó gbé 3 seconds dání ó lulẹ̀ CCTV camera ó lulẹ̀ 3 seconds video ó lulẹ̀ ó rò ókè ẹ wo ẹ mọ̀ pé criminal ni bọ̀bọ̀ yìí ó lè ní ẹ wo ibi mélòó tó ti gba owó orò yìí mo rántí sometimes last month bó tiẹ̀ jẹ́ pé àbí month early this month ni bó tiẹ̀ jẹ́ pé owó yẹn ju 1 million náà lọ tọ́dá fún Yọ̀mí bọ̀ torí pàwọn yẹn máa yọ percentage wọ́n sì kó 1 million kan fún Yọ̀mí ẹ jọ 1 million yẹn owó kíni lẹ́yìn yẹn ò tí ì padà lọ sọ́dọ̀ àwọn ọlọ́pàá náà.
owó tó ń dá gbà yẹn owó tó ń dá fún láti gbà yẹn ó ju of course bí 1 point bí going to 2 million yẹn.
2 million but 1 million.
Yọ̀mí yọ láti yọ 1 million ṣáńgílítì òun ló gbélé wọn lọ́wọ́.
so láti ìgbà yẹn ò tí ì lọ ọ̀dọ̀ ọlọ́pàá ò mú anybody wọn ò mú ẹ wọn ò gbàdúrà wọn ò gbé Dàmọ́lá wọn ò gbé anybody àwọn platform oríṣiríṣi ibi tí mo tún ti mọ̀ pé jàgùdà olè òun ni ọjọ́ tí àwọn Supreme láàárọ̀ ọjọ́ yẹn a wà lórí live mo wà lórí live lèyàn kọ́níkà stream Supreme àwa stream woman yẹn ibẹ̀ ni Yọ̀mí dẹ̀ jẹ àmàlà ó fi bottle water ṣọwọ́ nítorí pé ní ẹkú oúnjẹ kìnnìkan ló ń kí wọn ó dé tí ká tó díjú ká tó là ó dé tún ti gba platform igi ewédú lọ ó ti lọ sọ fún wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ pé ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ àtẹ̀pà ló jẹ́ láì ṣe pé ó mọ̀ pàwọ́ fún wọn torí ó ti fẹ́ kó tún dáwọ́ mi fún ẹ bẹ́ẹ̀ bí Supreme ṣe wọ ọbẹ̀ yẹn wá sọ fún wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ nìyẹn pa àti dáwọ́ fún yín èèyàn mẹ́ta àwọn gbogbo dáwọn pípù tó ń kówó fún Yọ̀mí bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n ní fámìlì tẹ́bi ń pa àwọn ìwọ̀n yan wà Nàìjíríà tẹ́bi ń pa rówó fún wọn ẹ̀ ń jẹ́ kí Yọ̀mí máa gbé yín lára mọ́ra Yọ̀mí ń lọ kiri ó ń change narrative iṣẹ́ tẹ́ ti ṣe láti 2023 Yọ̀mí fúnra rẹ̀ ló ń bàjẹ́ mọ́ yín lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀yin wá dàbí ẹni tí ò mọ̀ ṣe ẹni tó bá délé nìyí bóyá Yọ̀mí sọ̀rọ̀ sínsìn ẹni tó bá ń gbọ́ nǹkan tí Yọ̀mí sọ sínsìn òun ló yẹ kó máa bìlíìfù gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ tí Yọ̀mí sọ kò ṣe àwọn tó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti 2023 ó kí ẹ gbàgbé gbàǹjáǹsì ta ni ò mọ̀ pé bàbá Mohbad ò sí bẹ́ẹ̀ gbà tọ́mọ kú ta ni ò mọ̀ pé bàbá Mohbad lọ sọ́dọ̀ àwọn ọlọ́pàá ni ò fún wọn ní police report ta ni ò mọ̀ pé police report yẹn fẹ́ fi gbọ́mọ yẹn lọ sí mọ́ṣúárì ni ibẹ̀ ìfọ́ àti ìta gbangba lọmọ yẹn sùn mọ́jú nígbà tí Yọ̀mí máa change narrative ó lọ gba police report kọ́ lè lọ sin ọmọ ni ẹ̀yin dẹ̀ ń believe gbogbo yẹn àwọn ọlọ́pàá tó sọ fún gan bàbá repeat ẹ̀ ní everywhere ni ṣọ́ọ̀tì wá tàwa debunk ẹ̀ ṣọ́ọ̀ sọ pé bàbá ò wá ni ẹ wá ń jẹ́ kí Yọ̀mí máa fi yín jẹun pẹ̀lú ẹnu dídùn láì ṣe pé ó lóògùn a ní ẹ yé wojú Yomi Mọ́tìró ló ń tọ́, ẹ yé wojú wo Yomi Mọ́tìró ló ń tọ́, gbogbo owó yín ló máa gbà. Ẹ̀yin wà bẹ́ẹ̀ sí nínú yín ò lo mọ́tò. Yomi ti ra mọ́tò ó bò mọ́lẹ̀, ó mọ̀ pé tóun bá gbé jáde wọ́n máa question òun wípé ibo lẹ ti rí mọ́tò, congratulation. Torí ẹ̀ ló ṣe lọ bò mọ́lẹ̀. Anytime tó bá gbé mọ́tò yẹn jáde, dedicated to Mohbad ni, orúkọ Mohbad ló fi ra mọ́tò. Ẹ ń jẹ́ kó máa mú yín nìgbẹ́, ẹ ń jẹ́ kó máa mú yín lárìndì, ẹ ń jẹ́ kó máa mú yín lọ́dẹ̀. Ẹni tínú ẹ̀ dùn ọ̀rọ̀ kan láti last year September, òun náà ló ṣì repeat dé ni. A lọ platform eléyìí aṣọ yé, a lọ platform eléyìí aṣọ bí, a lọ platform eléyìí aṣọ dí. Ó ní ṣé ibi tó sin Mohbad sí yẹn, ibẹ̀ ló sì máa padà sí Mohbad sí? No, wọn ò ní sí síbẹ̀. Wọ́n dúró kó lè pa Kóredé. Tó bá ti pa Kóredé, abẹ́ gbé Kóredé lọ síbẹ̀, bóyá kó lọ sí Kóredé síbẹ̀. Ó fẹ́ bring bàbá yẹn down. Ẹ tún máa wo ìranù tí Arifa play lánàá, ipe news kìíní kan kéle mọ́ bá wọn pípù ìwọ̀n ọ̀gbọ́n. Àní mo rí picture Arifa ní 2024. Mo ní God, ṣé bọ́ọ̀ì rè ebina ṣó ti lára sìn. Even dread orí ẹ̀ very tattered. Ẹ mọ̀ pé lébi lélẹ̀ gbogbo dread ẹ̀ very tattered. Kò rówó lọ́ọ̀kì ẹ̀. O Arifa, kí ni Tarifa play lánàá? Èèyàn kan dìbọn kẹ̀lé ni ó lóun pa àwọn kan ní ibi tó ní wọ́n ti gbé kinní yẹn jáde. Ó lóun pa àwọn kan pé they said there was nothing like that. Kí ló máa ń ṣe bọ̀bọ̀ iná? Nǹkan tó ń rán ẹ lọ sẹ́wọ̀n, òun náà ló tún fẹ́ padà rán ẹ lọ sẹ́wọ̀n. Irú tó bá jẹ́ bàbá lọ gbé láàárọ̀ yìí, wọ́n á ní ẹṣọ́ yẹ kí bàbá gba Arifa. Olóò fún bàbá 150, fake ni, fake receipt, fake transaction. You always tẹ́lẹ̀ bá mú irọ́ ni, báwọn bá mú irọ́ ni. Ẹ jẹ́ bá power tap, ẹ jẹ́ bá power tap ẹ jọ. Ó dà pọ́n flag show yìí. Gbogbo yín wá ń parọ́ gbogbo yín wá ń parọ́
ó ti bọ́lẹ̀. Wúrà Bùnmi tún ti bọ́lẹ̀.
No network, back here, no network.
Ó dà pé mọ́mì Ìlérí ti sọ̀rọ̀, àbí? Mọ́mì Ìlérí ṣe ti sọ̀rọ̀.
Níbo mo ti sọ̀rọ̀? Mi ti sọ̀rọ̀ o.
Òkè, ó yẹ sọ̀rọ̀.
Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ sí nẹ́tíwọ̀kì wa? Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ mà?
Mi máa mọ o.
Olórí burúkú làwọn pípù yìí wọ́n flag ni. Wọ́n ṣe ṣe fún wa lánàá, wọ́n ṣe tún ṣe fún wa lẹ́nu. It is well. Ọlọ́run abógun èṣù wí. Ẹ kálẹ́ mà. Mami Jíbe.
Àmín.
Texting me.
Ẹ kálẹ́.
Our boss. Ẹ ṣé mà. Ẹ ṣé mà. Ẹ kú fìtọ́mọ ènìyàn ṣe. Ẹgbára Ọlọ́run máa pín wa lérè gidi. Àníṣe lásán. Lórí ọmọ àníṣe lásán. Lórí ọkọ àníṣe lásán. Lórí iṣẹ́ wa àníṣe lásán. Lórí ìyàwó àníṣe lásán. Lórí gbogbo ohun tó ń dùn wá nínú ọkàn àníṣe lásán. Gbogbo ohun tá a dẹ̀ fẹ́ ní dáradára Ọlọ́run á ṣe fún wa. Gbogbo èyí tá a fẹ́
ọ̀run á bá wa yọ kúrò lórúkọ Jésù. A ní ṣe lásán lórí justice yìí náà o, láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ọ̀rọ̀ mi lọ bí eléyìí. Ṣé rí ọ̀rọ̀ Yomi àti Lati, they have.
wọ́n mi lè rí ẹ̀sìn jọ́kẹ́ fún mí tàbí ẹ̀jọ̀ nẹ́tíwọ́ọ̀kì mi ò dáa ẹ̀rí tí mo jábọ́ sí ẹ̀rí pé mo ti kó private.
Ẹ ní jábọ́ lórúkọ Jésù.
ìrẹ́ níbọ̀dì lórí pálíìsì látàárọ̀ wà lá. àmì ẹ̀rí tí mo drop ni.
Sorry,
ẹ̀rí tí mo drop mi ìrẹ́ níbọ̀dì lórí panel látàárọ̀. ìdẹ̀fẹ́ interject wọn kó má jẹ́ pé èèyàn ń sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́wọ́ torí ẹ̀ ni mo fi ń drop. ẹ má bínú ẹjọ́ ọ̀gá wa oríkojú yín fresh. ọ̀gá amúrípójú yín fresh ẹ look beauty more beauty ẹ wá ní wọn ò ní jẹlọsí ẹ wọ ọ̀gá wa ṣe ń dá wa lọ́rùn skin ọ̀gá wa ló ń scale yìí ẹ jẹ́ wá kiss yín ẹ wá chop kiss crocodile sí òsì ń bẹ kó má máa jẹ owó mo ti sọ̀gá wa jẹ happy Easter mọ́mí lè rí. Happy Easter, oh, more years to celebrate in Jesus' name. Amen. Sexy me, ẹran ọdún wa ń kọ́ síkèsíkè. Ẹ wò ó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ẹ̀rí látàrí mi ṣe gẹ́ẹ̀tì ara mi nǹkan mọ́ tí ń ṣe mí ní ṣe ni mo sá nǹkan láàkì. Láì ṣe pé mo kọlu wèrè. Mo sá nǹkan láàkì ni kò yé mi. Yọmi, bí n bá ṣe gbọ́ gbogbo tí ń ṣẹlẹ̀ látàárọ̀ mo ṣe gbọ́ pé olórí burúkú rẹ̀ bí mo ti ń ganú kí o tí mo ganú dọ́dọ̀ àmọ̀rí mo rí tí wọ́n play Yomi bọ́yọ̀ wà láìfù ni o tí Yomi ní wọ́n fẹ́ ná òun lóògùn ó ní wọ́n fẹ́ ná òun lóògùn Yomi wàhálà ìsàngbétọ́ ló máa padà kọ́ sàngbétọ́ olórí burúkú yín tẹ́lẹ̀ fẹ́ gbé bọ́ọ̀tà pẹ́ fẹ́ lọ bá pé tá ń pa Mohbad o Yomi sàngbétọ́ ló máa padà pa olórí burúkú olùsí oníròfò. Àwọn wo ló fẹ́ lọ lóògùn o ó ní ìyá Mohbad àti àdúrà fẹ́ na òun lóògùn bí King White ló sì dárúkọ. Yomi kí ló dé tí rọ́ọ̀bà yí ẹ̀ jẹ́ báyìí gan-an. Yomi dákunjọ wọn sunrun rẹ̀ ńjọ́ tí ìyá rẹ̀ àti bàbá rẹ̀ sunrun rẹ̀ rọrùn wo wọ́n sùn. Ìgbà ayé sí wọn lè mísánárì ló wà takaka níṣẹ́ ìyá rẹ̀ ranjú òkè ló ebi olórí burúkú bíi tiẹ̀ ni. Yomi nígbà ayé tí àwọn ìyá rẹ̀ àti bàbá rẹ̀ ń sun oorun tiẹ̀. Yomi missionary ló wà ṣé ìyá tiẹ̀ ranjú sápòsì ni torí kò yé mi tán fi bí wo lórí burúkú olùsí tán fi bí irọ́ la bí irọ́ lọ jì báyìí àbírú ooru wo ni wọ́n wá sùnjọ́ wọ́n sunrun Yomi báyìí o. Yomi dákun jẹ́ láàrin èmi àti ẹsẹ̀ ilé àkọ́kù wọn ti sunrun rẹ ni àbí ilé gidi. Yomi àboríta mẹ́ta wọn ti sunrun rẹ ni tí ẹsẹ̀ sáré wọlé wá gbà lábẹ́ ìdílé lórí burúkú Yomi yìí torí kò yé mi torí mi ò mọ bí irọ́ ti báyé ọkùnrin yìí irọ́ ti báyé bọ̀bọ́ yìí jẹ́ Yomi. Yomi sórí tèmi bá tá a bá ní ká ṣe ìwà ọ̀ràn rẹ̀ wọ́n sáré yọ̀dí sẹ́ wọ́n sáré tàkàkà lábẹ́ igi òrombó wọ́n fi bí ọ Yomi toró lórí burúkú ni ọ́ professional àwọn olórí burúkú àwọn tó gba degree àti masters Yomi kò yẹ kán wé èèyàn méjì kí ìwọ ló yẹ kán wá ìwọ ló yẹ kán mú kí ló dé tí irọ́ bá yí ẹ̀jẹ̀ yọ kí ló dé tó o sì wọnú irú jẹ́fọ̀ yìí tó o wí lílì láì ṣe wìlíwìlí wù mí tó o wí lílì wọnú jẹ́fọ̀ ẹ̀ tó o sì wá fẹ́ sórí burúkú jáde Yomi kí ló dé tí irọ́ bá yí ẹ̀jẹ̀ kí ló dé tí irọ́ fọ gbogbo agbárí ẹ̀ tí irọ́ ti kún gbogbo agbárí àtọgbọ́n jìbìtì Yomi olórí burúkú ni olórí burúkú lèèyàn ọkọ ẹnìkan sì ní àbò lórí burúkú lélẹ́yìí ni bọ̀bọ́ yìí ni Yomi sọkọ ẹnìkan ní bàbá Akórèdé bàbá àwọn ọmọ kan sì níwọ yìí Yomi dákun kí ni tó fẹ́ fi kó àwọn ọmọ tó tara ẹ̀ jáde Yomi aláyé bàjẹ́ olórí burúkú oníròfò ìwọ tí irọ́ ti ba yí ẹ jẹ́ ìwọ tí irọ́ ti ba yí ẹ jẹ́ àwọn tí sì ń tẹ̀lé ọ̀nà ọlọ́sẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run àwọn kan tí mọ̀ wípé igbó ni igbó ló ń kó àwọn lọ wọ́n ti mọ̀ pé ògbé kankan dání irọ́ ló gbé dání àti ìdí olórí burúkú ìdí bí abọ́dìmọ̀lù wọ́n ti mọ̀ pé tó gbé dání nù Yomi glory be to God pé wọ́n ṣe ti ń padà lẹ́yìn ẹ̀ Yomi àwọn kan ti ń rò òtítọ́ tí wọ́n ti ń padà lẹ́yìn ẹ̀ Yomi olórí burúkú olóṣì olórí bí ẹyẹ ẹgún olórí burúkú sórí bí ẹyẹ gúnugún Yomi oníròfò tá ló sì ẹni ọlọgẹ tíǹtì olórí burúkú tó tíǹtì orí tó jọbọ eléri burúkú aláyébàjẹ́ oníròfò Yomi oníròfò ó ṣe gẹ̀bí gẹ màálù ó ṣe gẹ̀ ó ṣàyà tẹ̀lẹ̀kù bí òkú ẹni tó lù bí aláyé bàjẹ́ kí ló dé tí irọ́ ti ba ayé ẹ̀ jẹ́ Yọ̀mí kí ló dé tí irọ́ ba ayé ẹ̀ jẹ́ olórí burúkú oṣù wọnú justice for Mohbad ó wọnú justice ó sì wá ń pa irọ́ lóríṣiríṣi à Mohbad dákun mọ́ sọ yẹ kó o ti fi ìgbàanu háyọ̀ mi kó òun kó ti kúkú yà kí ló dé tó bẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run Yọ̀mí kí ló dé tó bẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run tó bẹ̀rù ẹlẹ́dàá rẹ Yọ̀mí kí ló dé tó bẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run tó bẹ̀rù Akóredé tó ń gbé dání kí olórí burúkú ìwọ náà ló kidnap ara rẹ ìwọ náà ló sì pariwo sí tó ń jáde síta pé wọ́n fi kú lé ọkì Yọ̀mí láàrin èmi àti ẹta ní fi kú lé ọkì olórí burúkú sáwọn tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún náà ní fi kú lé ọkì Yọ̀mí olórí burúkú wá kidnap ara rẹ wo lọ àbà nínú ahéré olórí burúkú lọ gbọ́mọ sínú àǹkúrù àtẹmírín àtàǹkúrù wá gbọ́mọ lórí burúkú wá sọ pé ẹ̀rí ibi táwọn sáwárì àǹkúrù ní jà wọn Yọ̀mí ìgbà tí àǹkúrù ó bá fi fẹ́ẹ̀ tún fún wa àti Kóredé bọ́ta ó tún rẹ ibi tó dé rẹ mọ́ Yọ̀mí torí láàrin èmi àti ẹ̀ ń jọ́ kínní ànáwó ló sọ pé kò sálágbára kankan bì kankan ò sì kẹnu gbówó ọbẹ̀ tán ló kẹnu kí ló wá kẹnu fún ọ ṣèbáwọn tá a láǹwì náà nìwọ ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún sáwọn náà tó wá fi kú lé ọkì Yọ̀mí àbáyé ẹ fẹ́ bàjẹ́ ni Yọ̀mí ṣe bọ́pọlọ wá dojúrú ni ṣe bọ́pọlọ wá dojúrú ni Yọ̀mí lóríṣiríṣi irọ́ tó ń gbé kí olùsí ọlọ́pọlọ dúdú kagùn mọ́ nìyẹn kan sì ní Yọ̀mí ó gbé nǹkan dání ó sì ní bí Yọ̀mí bá ló ń kó wọn oṣù lòun oṣù kódà bí Yọ̀mí bá ní òun mọ́ bá yọ òun ìyàwó òun sùn láàrin ọdún 5 kò sí kò sókó kò sóbò Yọ̀mí sóòrí pé orí rẹ ti burú olórí burúkú tá a bá wá wí tàbí tó bá ti nídìí owó olórí burúkú wà lọ sán tìró yóò lọ sán tìró mòjú bíi ti lálùkù yóò mọ ṣẹ́jú pàkópàkó bí olè tó fẹ́ já ṣọ́ọ̀bù Yọ̀mí kódà ó dira wánu justice yìí ni Yọ̀mí ó wá ja olè ó dìídì wá ja olè ló wá jà nu justice ó wá dira bó o ti fẹnu wí fún ọ ló ń fògùn bá wọn lò bó o ti fẹnu wí fún ọ ló ń fògùn bá wọn lò torí tó bá jẹ́ pé ọ̀pọ̀ lèèyàn ò bá dojúrú náà ni nígbò gbé CCTV camera wá tí wọ́n support ẹ tí wọn ò ti rí resort tí wọn ò ti rí nǹkan kan tó gbé kejì wá tí wọn ò rí nǹkan kan Yọ̀mí ó yẹ ká ti padà lẹ́yìn ẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n torí wípé kò kì í ṣe lásán ìlò fi wọnú justice yìí togun ló fi wọbẹ ìní wọn sì tó fi ń tẹ̀lé ọ lẹ́yìn bí àgùntàn bọ̀ọ̀bọ̀ bí ẹran bí ewúrẹ́ Yọ̀mí o sì bẹ̀rù Ọlọ́run òkú ọmọ 26 years tí wọn náà bímọ tiẹ̀ o sì sọ di business center o sọ di ibi tó ti lè achieve nǹkan o sọ di orí bí opportunity Yọ̀mí orí bí opportunity pé gbogbo tó ti lé látọdún yìí wá ibi tó ti rí rè Yọ̀mí ó wá sí òfò kó fún ara ẹni ó wá ṣe òfò kún òfò ara ẹni Yọ̀mí ò ní gbà láàbọ̀ àwa náà ò ní wọ̀n kún fún ọ ò ní gbà láàbọ̀ àwa náà ò ní wọ̀n kún fún ọ lólórí burúkú ẹlẹ́nu wọ́yọ̀wọ̀yọ̀ ẹni tí wèrè rùn lórí ẹ̀ Yọ̀mí wèrè rùn lórí ẹ̀ akọ sànpọ̀nà ń bọ̀ ọ̀fà Yọ̀mí akọsànpọnà ń bọ ọfà ìwọ olórí burúkú aláyé bàjẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ rí òwá tálìrì oríṣiríṣi rọ pípanẹ olórí burúkú yọbọrọ wọn bá ti ń bọ lọ́wọ́ ló mọ bòká wọn bá ti mú ọrùn lọ́rùn ọwọ́ báyìí ló mọ bọlẹ Yọ̀mí kí ló dé tí rọba yé ẹ jẹ́ fi justice sílẹ̀ Yọ̀mí fi justice sílẹ̀ wá sẹ́kún sí apẹ ẹ Yọ̀mí fi justice sílẹ̀ wá sẹ́kún iṣẹ́ apẹ́ ẹ̀ tó o bá níṣẹ́ tó o ní nǹkan tó o fẹ́ ṣe Yọ̀mí àwọn tó dáa jù ọ́ lọ ń bẹ́ níbi tí wọ́n ti ń pọnmi thank you for the gift Laniki àwọn tó o bá níṣẹ́ Yọ̀mí o ò dá tó àwọn tí ń so bàtà àwọn tí ń pọnmi àwọn mèrúwá kí ni ìwọ náà fi yàtọ̀ sáwọn mèrúwá ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kẹ́tùkù bíi tó ń lẹ̀ tútù Yọ̀mí ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kẹ́tùkù bíi tó ń lẹ̀ tútù wọ ìkà yìí olórí burúkú tá a bá wá wí táwọn ọ̀gá ìwọ́n pariwo sacrosanct olórí burúkú láti ìgbà tó ti pariwo sacrosanct Yọ̀mí dákun kí ni tí sacrosanct rẹ ti sacro báyìí torí kò tí ì yé mi olórí burúkú wa ń ganú kí ó ń parọ́ òfò kí bó ṣe parọ́ mọ́ bàbá ó ń parọ́ mọ́ bàbá àfolórí bú èèyàn tó jẹ́ pé ẹni tọ́lọ̀ ó da àdánwò sí nígbà ni ó sọ wípé bàbá yẹn wà nínú ilé níjọ́ tọ́mọ ẹ̀ kú ṣé gbogbo yín gbági mọ́tì ni ṣé gbogbo yín ṣé òfò ayé fẹ́ ṣe yín ni ṣé gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ̀sẹ̀ wíwíkúwí tẹ́ dídí ogun sí bàbá yìí ṣé ẹ fẹ́ kẹ́mi yín bọ́ lójijì ni àfi wèrè aṣíèrè yàn ni ó sọ wípé ọ̀rọ̀ tí bàbá yìí ti ń sọ láti from day one pé ọ̀rọ̀ bàbá yẹn yàtọ̀ kí ló yàtọ̀ nínú ọ̀rọ̀ bàbá yẹn
kí ló ló yàtọ̀ nínú ọ̀rọ̀ bàbá yẹn? Kí wá ló dé tẹ́ ẹ̀ gbájúmọ́ ogun ayé tiyín gan? Kí ló dé tẹ́ ẹ̀ mójútó ogun tí ń bá ẹ̀yin gan fà lábẹ́ aṣọ? Sẹ́yìn náà ológun ni, sẹ́yìn náà ológun tẹ́ ẹ̀ rán ni. Bàbá sì tú abẹ́ ẹ̀yin wò, bàbá sì di tiyín náà wò, fùrọ̀ yín rùn tí ò dáa àfi bí òkú ewúrẹ́. Abẹ́ tiyín náà mọ́. Ẹ wá ẹrí ọ̀rọ̀ ẹni ẹlẹ́ni, bàbá oníbàbá. Bàbá yẹn dẹ̀ sọ fún yín wípé wọ́n pe òun ni. Ẹ wá ganu sí pé àfi tẹ́ bá yọ apá bàbá tẹ́ yọ ẹsẹ̀ bàbá, kí Ọlọ́run ó sì fi kú òjijì, yóò fi palẹ̀ gbogbo yín mọ́. Torí bẹ́ẹ̀ bá kú ẹ ní mọ̀ lọ́rùn. Kí ló dé táyé gbogbo yín bàjẹ́? Ẹ pariwo Yọ̀mí ni o, Yọ̀mí ló lè gbé nǹkan dání o, Yọ̀mí ló lè gbé nǹkan dání o. Ẹ sì ń sunkún Yọ̀mí kí Yọ̀mí sì ń bá yé gbogbo yín jẹ́ lọ sódì ìgbà tẹ́ bá tó fa abẹ́rẹ́ gá sọ lọ́rùn kẹ́ tó mọ̀ pé Yọ̀mí ò gbé nǹkan kan dání ni. À ń kí à ń sàfún ẹlẹ́ẹ̀mejì òkú. Sódì ìgbà tí Yọ̀mí bá tó bá yé gbogbo yín jẹ́ kẹ́ tó mọ̀ wípé Yọ̀mí ò nílẹ̀ lérí kankan tí ó gbé yín dé. Yọ̀mí kò sí ilẹ̀ lérí kankan tí Yọ̀mí fẹ́ gbé yín dé àfi kẹ́ tó ṣòfò kò fò látara rẹ̀. Yọ̀mí ó kó orí burúkú àti òfò òṣì ìyà àdánù tí ń rù kí yóò kó ràn yín ni, tí ó sì tí kó ràn yín gan báyìí, tí ó sì kó ràn yín gan báyìí. Inú ogun tí ń rù pé ti jọ pín bẹ́ẹ̀. Yọ̀mí ló lè gbé nǹkan o, sọpọ́ọ̀tì Yọ̀mí, sọpọ́ọ̀tì Yọ̀mí. Àwọn olórí burúkú Mr. Easy ṣékú ti pọ̀ ni, àbó mi ti gbé ọ lọ. Toró lórí burúkú yín àríkẹ́ ganu kí mọ́ o, sọpọ́ọ̀tì Yọ̀mí, sọpọ́ọ̀tì Yọ̀mí. Ṣé ẹ ti rí tí Yọ̀mí ti ṣe? Ṣé ẹ ti rí tí Yọ̀mí ti ṣe? Wá wí táìwé olórí burúkú Yọ̀mí, ó kó yín lọ ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn, ó kó yín lọ police station, ó dà yín sábẹ́ igi mọ́ngòrò. Ẹ wá ń jẹnu bí ó ṣègùn tí ń wo wèrè. Ẹ ń jẹ páì tí ò ju 500 naira lọ àti bọ́tú wọ́ta 300 naira. Ẹ wá ń jẹnu bí babaláwo tí ń wo wèrè, lẹ́ ń jẹnu yàngìyàngìyàngì. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ ìjẹbẹ̀rí tí ń japò àyà. Ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ìsí àtẹ̀bímbà yín fà tó ni? Ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni sápámú yín tó ni? Ẹ wá sẹnu tùùkù. Ó ṣe tó onílé tó sẹnu tóun rí bí òkú ẹlẹ́dẹ̀, orí mọ́gidi bí búrẹ́dì tó gbóni ní ń jẹnu wọ̀mùwọ̀mù àfi bí ajá gbẹ́ran, àfi bí ajá gbẹ́ran lónílé ń jẹnu. Ẹ̀yin olórí burúkú Yọ̀mí lọ káwọn area boy, àwọn ọmọ Ìkòròdú, àwọn ọmọ Agége, àwọn kọ̀ǹdọ́tọ̀, ó kó wọn sábẹ́ igi mọ́ngòrò fún yín lòun ṣe protest. Àwọn lọ ọ̀dọ̀ commissioner of police, ó kó gbogbo wọn dàbẹ́. Ẹ wá ń jẹnu rànmù. Ó ní police, ó láwọn ọlọ́pàá, sẹ́wẹ́ làwọn ọlọ́pàá gbádùn tó tí wọ́n entertain yín, tí wọ́n ṣe yín lálejò ni wọ́n bára páì fún yín. Ẹ tí mọ̀ pé owó àbúlà fi ń ṣàbúlà lálejò, owó ní Yọ̀mí fi ń ṣe yín lálejò. Kẹ́ ẹ máa jẹ́ sórí bíi tèdè, ṣèbí yóò tún rí mi ìgbàlápò yín. Ìgbà ẹ̀gọ̀ ẹni gbọ̀ ní gbégun nu, ẹni tó gọ̀ onígbégun nu. Yọ̀mí ti rí pé amukú mẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ni yín. Yọ̀mí ti rí pé ẹ tutù wà láìsí aláìsí ní owó téèyàn ò ṣiṣẹ́ fún ìnákúnà léèyàn náà. Ọmọ ọlọ́mọ Yọ̀mí yá lọ ra mọ́tò ó yàbò pamọ́ ti ẹ̀sìn lẹ́yìn gọ̀. Olórí burúkú omi sínú nínú yín, ebi tí ń pa àwọn ìyá rẹ̀ lábúlé, kò rí wọn mójútó. Omi ìfẹsẹ̀ rìn láti Yáàbá dé Ìkẹjà ni. Yọ̀mí sì ti ra mọ́tò mọ́ yín la. Ńgbọ́ báyá ní ìsìnlẹ̀tún lólórí burúkú rẹ̀ ti ra wúlé sí Màgòdò. Ẹ rí pé tiyín ti ta. Ẹ rí pé tiyín ti ta. Sódìgbà ṣòkòtò bá tó sòdì gbogbo yín kẹ́ tó mọ̀ pé Yọ̀mí fi yín jẹun ni. Sódìgbà ṣòkòtò bá tó ń jábọ́ di yín tẹ̀ ń fokùn ẹran so kẹ́ tó mọ̀ pé Yọ̀mí fi yín jẹun ni. A sì ń sọ fún yín, awíwíwíwí ẹ mú wa lọ́tà. Awíwíwí ẹ lórí platform àwọn ìyáláyà yín kan o, èpè ní ọ̀sẹ̀ ń bẹ̀. Awíwíwíwí ẹ níjọ́ ẹ ra wíwíwí fún yín. Ẹ ní wọ́n control panel ti yín ni. Àbórí gbogbo yín burú. Ta ní control panel yín? A ní ẹ mọ̀ sọnù kẹ́ mọ́ rìn wọgbó lọ kẹ́ tètè wálé. Ńgbẹ̀sì kọ́tẹ́sì nínú igbó náà ló yẹ yín. Ẹ má wọgbó lọ, ẹ má wọgbó lọ. Gbogbo yín ẹ má wọgbó lọ. Ṣèbí Yọ̀mí nìsín sàǹgbẹ́tò olórí burúkú tó tún láwọn fẹ́ so lórí burúkú. Níjọ́ kìíní àná Yọ̀mí sọ pé tẹ́ bá fẹ́ rí justice ẹ̀ bò dù o. Odù kọ́ ọ̀sán ìní Yọ̀mí olórí burúkú ogbowó odù lọ́nà méjì. Ǹjẹ́ obodù? Yọ̀mí ayé rẹ ti bàjẹ́. Yọ̀mí o ti sorí burúkú o mọ̀ ní o. Yọ̀mí o ti ṣe orí burúkú o mọ̀ ní. Wèrè gidi ti sídìí hàn. Yọ̀mí wèrè o ti sídìí hàn. Odù wọn ò bodù. Olórí burúkú rẹ̀ wọ́n mọ̀ pé wọ́n ò bodù ńgbà ló ń gbowó ló lọ sọ́dọ̀ àwọn ọlọ́pàá. Ìwọ́n mọ̀ pé wọ́n ò bodù ńgbà ló lọ sọ́dọ̀ àwọn commissioner of police o. Wọ́n lọ sọ́dọ̀ àwọn Anthony General o. Yọ̀mí Yọ̀mí bó o bá kú wà láàyè ilẹ̀ ó kọ òkú ẹ̀ ní tó ṣe nínú justice for Mohbad. Yọ̀mí tó o bá kú wàhálà ilẹ̀ gan kàn torí ìkànnì ọ olè sí ni ọ o wá ní òkú ọmọ 26 years orí gẹ́gẹ́ bí opportunity tí wọ́n lè fi jẹun. Yọ̀mí orí gẹ́gẹ́ bí opportunity ó rí pé o ti ṣòfò ayé olórí burúkú tí ọkùnrin gan gbọ́dọ̀ mọ sí olùgbọ́dọ̀ mọ sórí burúkú kí bó ṣe sórí burúkú kí Yọ̀mí kó róbìnrin gbé sílé níbo àbákúlá ṣe wúrẹ́ ìwọ olórí burúkú tó jẹ́ pé àtẹnumọ́ bá yí ẹ jẹ́ gbogbo nǹkan ló kún ara rẹ̀ Yọ̀mí. Àwọn àléébù tí ò dáa téèyàn gbọ́dọ̀ mọ rí lára ọkùnrin olóko alẹ́rìn ó wà lórí burúkú ó wà lórí láìsí ó mọ pariwo sẹ́nu jẹ̀bẹ̀lẹ̀ kò sí ẹ̀pá àwọn obìnrin nígbà tó ṣe pọ́n yàwó tó bébí màmá tó bímọ fún ọ lébò lọ sọ pátákùpá olórí burúkú nínú ìwà oníbọ́ksà rẹ oníbọ́ksà gírìn Yọ̀mí kí ni ìwọ sóní bọ́ksà green ìwọ olórí burúkú yóò sẹnu jàbàlà lórí live story ẹfà àwọn ní pátákùpá ńlẹ kò sí kò pẹ́ sí lẹ́nu lára yóò máa pariwo pátákùpá ní olórí burúkú ìwọ táyé ẹ ti bàjẹ́ yìí ìwọ táyé ẹ ti bàjẹ́ Yọ̀mí orí burúkú tó ń ṣe yóò lè pé ọ Yọ̀mí orí burúkú tó ń ṣe yóò lè pé ọ tó o bá kó ònú justice lẹ́rọ̀ Yọ̀mí orí burúkú tó o fẹ́ kàn ọ́ padà kàn lójú pálí tí táyé ọ bàjẹ́ tí ò ní nírì bí ẹ̀ táyé ẹ máa rún tí ò ní nírì bí ẹ̀ Yọ̀mí táyé ẹ máa bàjẹ́ tán yányán kí ni bàbá Mohbad ṣe fún ọ olórí burúkú ń gbé ṣé ìwọ sọ látijọ́ tó ti sọ̀rọ̀ rí pé níjọ́ tó kọ́kọ́ communicate pẹ̀lú bàbá yẹn oníṣẹ́ wọn lè sanwó ẹ̀ Yọ̀mí ìjà ayé máa fi ọ́ lákàlàkà Yọ̀mí ìjì ayé ó máa fi ọ́ lákàlàkà ó ṣe àgbákò àwọn ayé Yọ̀mí ó ṣe àgbákò àwọn ayé ṣé ìwọ sọ mọ́rọ̀ rí pé o sọ fún bàbá wípé ṣé bàbá lè san bíìlì ìwọ lè san bíìlì ẹ̀ Yọ̀mí ayé Yọ̀mí ti bàjẹ́ olórí burúkú èmi sáwọn náà pé kí ni tí ń ta Yọ̀mí lára kí ni tí ń ta lára kó fi jẹ́ pé ojoojúmọ́ bàbá ni o bàbá ló ṣàdáràn lọ́wọ́ olórí burúkú àṣọ ti bí bàbá lérè pé ṣé bàbá lè sanwó Yọ̀mí olórí burúkú ó ti bí bàbá lérè pé ṣé bàbá lè sanwó tó dẹ̀ rí pé public ló help bàbá yẹn Yọ̀mí sórí pé ìkànnì ọ́ ìwọ wá sọ pé ibi tí wọ́n sin Mohbad sí tẹ́ ti wú o ṣébẹ̀ wọ́n rìn sáfẹ́ ẹlẹ́fún Kórèdé ẹni tó o bá ti pa Kórèdé kan ó lọ gbé síbẹ̀ ìwọ olórí burúkú olòṣì olè ọlọ́run bíi ọrùn sì gidi Yọ̀mí aláyé bàjẹ́ olè ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kẹ́ wáǹdì ó sojú bí ojú ìgúnnú kó ìkà olórí burúkú ó sì ń jẹ gbogbo ẹ̀ náà olórí burúkú òkòónú létífù ni lórí bá àwọn bàbá lábà eléri burúkú tó ti dàgbà jù bá ń lọ ni owó létí owó English dress kò yọ owó létífù kẹjẹbù lórí olórí burúkú àmọ́ yídi yóò mọ yídi òfò yóò mọ líte ní díwèrè lúte ìdí níjẹ gbogbo ẹ̀ sí ìdí tó yẹ pé tí wọ́n bá fọ́ ní àbádà lẹ́ẹ̀kan ṣòkòtò ó so ìdí ẹ̀ ìdí òfò tó ń gbé kiri ṣòkòtò ó máa so ìdí ẹ̀ ìwọ ọ̀ká láyé bàjẹ́ ẹ wá kóra yín jọ bí irun gbọ̀n wèrè ẹ kóra yín jọ bí irun gbọ̀n wèrè ẹ wá ń sun ẹkún tó dé bá yín ẹ ń sun ẹkún òfò ẹ wá wá yín tàbí ẹran tí iná mú gbogbo yín ẹ wá ń pariwo Mr. Lọ́ba ni o bàbá ń fòkú ọmọ rẹ̀ pawó ni o ẹni kọ́lọ̀ ń fún irú àjọyọ̀ ẹ̀ kó pé kẹ̀yìn náà kẹ́ máa fòkú ọmọ yẹn pawó àwọ̀ ó dàwó fún yín irú àjọyọ̀ tí bàbá ń ṣe tẹ́ ní bàbá yẹn ń ṣe pé fòkú ọmọ pawó kọ́lọ̀ ó pin bẹ́yìn náà kẹ́ máa fòkú ọmọ tí yín náà pawó kẹ́ fi máa cash out ẹ̀yin olórí burúkú aláyé bàjẹ́ gbogbo ẹ̀yin ẹ̀ka yìí náà.
Ìyábọ̀ invite Yọ̀mí irú nǹkan mọ́ gbogbo wọn ló wà bẹ́ẹ̀ tọwọ́ ọṣọ.
Ìyábọ̀ yìí invite ẹ mọ̀ pé wọn ò fẹ́ kí Kàsálà burst ẹ mọ̀ pé tí wọ́n bá yí invite Yọ̀mí tó bá lọ á ti mọ̀ wípé Ìyábọ̀ Òjó ní í ṣiṣẹ́ fún pé wọ́n jọ ń sọ̀rọ̀ kò pé wọ́n jọ ránra wọn síta ni wọ́n mọ tí wọ́n ń ṣe wọ́n jọ ṣe ẹnìkan náà ní gbogbo wọn ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún ẹnìkan ní gbogbo wọn ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún orí wọn ló burú ẹnìkan ní gbogbo wọn ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún kò lè lọ Yọ̀mí ṣiṣẹ́ fún Ìyábọ̀ Òjó ni Yọ̀mí ló rẹpísẹ́ǹtì Ìyábọ̀ Òjó wọ́n jọ ṣiṣẹ́ fúnra wọn ni wọ́n níbi tí wọ́n ti ń pàdé wọn communicate bẹ́ẹ̀ sẹ́wọ̀n wọn olórí burúkú ni Yọ̀mí olórí burúkú aláyé bàjẹ́ nínú gbogbo industry ayé Yọ̀mí ló worst jù ayé Yọ̀mí ni ló worst jù àti olórí burúkú Ìyábọ̀ Òjó ayé wọn ló worst jù fake life ti bà ayé wọn jẹ́ olórí burúkú Yọ̀mí olòṣì inú justice ibẹ̀ ló ti raṣọ sọ́rùn nínú justice ibẹ̀ ló ti gbé ló ti lọ shoot fíìmù ló ti gbé késẹ̀tì jáde nínú justice ibẹ̀ ló lórí burúkú ti ra mọ́tò nínú justice ó tún lóun tún fẹ́ ra lé sí Màgòdò Yọ̀mí sórí ẹ̀ burú ni ò ṣe lọ pàyẹ́ àbí kó pa bàbá àbí kó pa àbúrò ẹ̀ kó fi mọ́ pawó ó ò ṣe lọ pa kán náà àwọn mọ̀lẹ́bí ẹ̀ kó fi mọ́ pawó Yọ̀mí olórí burúkú olè oníparí bíi parí ẹ̀sìn ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kẹ́mọ̀ gidi àfi bí tó ń lẹ̀ tútù olórí burúkú sórí bí ọmọ tí wọ́n patan mọ́ lábẹ́ aláyé bàjẹ́ Yọ̀mí orí ìgbọ́kú ṣé bórí èèyàn ṣe ń rí lórí Yọ̀mí rí olórí burúkú ó sórí bí iṣu ègbodò aláyé bàjẹ́ olórí burúkú ọkọ bá ń bẹ́ sọ́kọ wà ní Yọ̀mí béèyàn bá nírú Yọ̀mí lọ́kọ èyí ó sì mọ fi Yọ̀mí proud pé ha come and see my husband tí ń bọ̀ ń gbọ́ husband bá ń bọ̀ tó husband sórí bí iṣu ègbodò ẹ mọ bẹ́ẹ̀ bí iṣu ègbodò bá jáde yóò ṣe gọbú ni bẹ́ẹ̀ lórí Yọ̀mí ṣe rí olòṣì aláyé ta aláyé yin jẹ aláyé pinyìnkìn Yọ̀mí aláyé pinyìnkìn ni ọ́ olórí burúkú gbogbo tó sì fowó Mohbad kó jọ́nú justice wà láìtàláì wò ó yóò rádaràda ni ó dì mọ́ lọ́wọ́ Yọ̀mí gbogbo tó fowó Mohbad kó jọ tó ti ṣe bí bóyá tó achieve nínú J4M ní Yọ̀mí wà láìrédèrèdè rádaràda ni ó dì mọ́ lọ́wọ́ níwò lórí burúkú olòṣì ìka eléyìn wàǹdí oníròfò irọ́ bayé Yọ̀mí jẹ́ Ọlọ́run ló mọ ibi títí mo bóyá ní dictionary irọ́ ni kò yé mi yóò máa gbé kalẹ̀ ni yóò máa ju báńgà ni yóò máa gbélẹ̀ olórí burúkú ìka aṣòsì mọ́mọ́ bíi ẹran léyà olórí burúkú orí bí òkú ọ̀pọ̀lọ́ yóò fẹ́ sórí àga bí ọba àdún yóò máa ṣe sacrosat àgbàmá olórí burúkú orí kẹjẹbù awọ ẹbí kan rè tọkùtọkù ibi obìnrin gan ò tó di abọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ awọ ẹbí kan Yọ̀mí obìnrin mi ò níbi tí Yọ̀mí ní olórí burúkú òun náà sọ mú mọ́ǹdì láyà ọmọ tiẹ̀ náà ti ń sọ̀kalẹ̀ gbó ní onígòdè dòdò lórí burúkú ó ti jẹ gbogbo ẹ̀ ọ̀rá ti fẹ́ ba yé ẹ̀jẹ̀ Yọ̀mí ọ̀yá ti fẹ́ ba yé ẹ̀jẹ̀ tó bá wá rìn ó mọ rìn bí ẹni tán ti kẹ́ ń tan ó mọ rìn bí ẹni tán ti kẹ́ ń tan olórí burúkú lè sí olè ìkà aláyé bàjẹ́ kí ló dé tẹ̀yìn èèyàn wíkẹ́ẹ̀dì kí ló dé tẹ̀ dájú léèyàn kí ló dé tẹ̀ dájú léèyàn ìtòlókò fi ń sunkún làpárò tí yín fi ń sẹ̀rìnrín ohun tí bàbá yẹn ti ń jẹ́ pé ń gbomijó lójú bàbá yẹn táwọn olórí burúkú sì sọ wípé kí bàbá mọ́ sunkún inú ẹkún ta làwọn fẹ́ rí tó yẹ pé àwọn àtẹkùn inú gbogbo yóò sún ní kọ̀ọ̀kan gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ní bàbá yẹn pé wọ́n ní bàbá ń sunkún inú ni o kò sunkún ta bíi ti tẹ́lẹ̀ olórí burúkú aláyé bàjẹ́ ó sunkún ló sunkún ta ó sun ẹkún nú ó sun ẹkún ta ayé ò wá fọwọ́ yìí ní ìmúwọ̀ náà lè jìkà wọn ò bọ́ pàtàkùn wọn ò bọ́ sẹ́nu ọ̀nà ilé gbogbo yín kọ̀ọ̀kan gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ dìde ogun sí bàbá yẹn gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ní bí bàbá yẹn ti ń ṣe kọ́ ló yẹ kó ṣe Ọlọ́run ó fi rú ayọ̀ náà yóò fi kárí ẹ̀yin náà ẹ̀ á wàá wò bẹ́ẹ̀yin mọ̀ ṣe àbẹ́ ẹ̀ mọ̀ ṣe ẹ̀yin olórí burúkú ìkà wọ́n sì kó yín jọ wọ́n wá ń fún yín lówó òfò wọ́n fún yín lówó ọ̀ràn owó ìbànújẹ́ kẹ́ wá jáde síta kẹ́ wá mọ fi gbomijó lójú ẹnìkan inú yín sì ń dùn ṣé ẹ wá tí mọ̀ pé ẹkún ni ó gbẹ̀yìn ti yín náà ṣé ẹ tí mọ̀ pé ẹkún ni ó gbẹ̀yìn titi yín náà àbí ìka èèyàn ni ó sọ wípé bàbá yẹn mọ ikú tó pa ọmọ rẹ̀ tó bá mọ ikú tó pa ọmọ rẹ̀ àní kò mọ̀ ṣé ẹ fún lẹ́fídẹ́ǹsì tí ó fi sọ síta ẹ̀yin olórí burúkú aláyé bàjẹ́ yìí ẹ̀ sì lọ mú bàbá yín àbí ìyá aláya yín kẹ́ ẹ rán lẹ́wọ̀n ẹ̀yin aláyé bàjẹ́ ẹ wá sunkún kí pé EFCC o Yọ̀mí tó yẹ kẹ́ ẹ fi EFCC mú tó yẹ kẹ́ ń kó ṣẹ́kẹ́ṣẹkẹ̀ sí lọ́wọ́ àtẹsẹ̀ olórí burúkú yín ẹ̀rí yín mú bàbá ló wá dáràn lọ́wọ́ gbogbo yín Yọ̀mí tó yẹ kán fi yáńkọ́ọ̀pù kán fi lọ mú kán kó mọ̀mú gàárì kán kó sí lọ́wọ́ àtẹsẹ̀ bàbá yẹn ló wá ṣàgbákò lọ́wọ́ gbogbo yín mo rò pé gbogbo yín fẹ́ sorí burúkú kọ̀ọ̀kan ẹ fẹ́ délé bẹ́kún ni ṣé gbogbo yín fẹ́ délé bẹ́kún ni àìrù tàbí àmì ètúwò wọn ò dì wá kẹ́yìn náà mọ́lẹ̀ ẹ mọ bó ṣe rí kí ni bàbá yẹn rà nígbà yín kí ni Mr. Lọ́ba ṣe fún yín kí ló rà nígbà gbogbo yín sọ fowó rán sí yín kò fi jíṣẹ́ ni ṣé wọ́n fowó rán sí yín ni kò fi jíṣẹ́ ni àbí tẹwájú wá pé gbogbo yín eyín ẹ wá ṣe eyín ibu yín eyín àgbákò eyín oró tẹ̀ ń gbégi àfi tó bá yẹ pé tẹ bá sọ mọ́ bàbá yẹn ẹ mọ pariwo bàbá kínní àwọn olórí burúkú tó wà ní ilé-ẹjọ́ tí Mohbad kú ẹ ráriwo tí wọ́n pa rárí ti wo tí wọ́n pa thank you for the gift o rárí wo tí wọ́n pa àfariwo bàbá tọ́mọ ẹ̀kú lẹ́wàá mú sẹ́nu lẹ́sọdúnrin lẹ́mọ kọ́ kò sí tẹ̀ fi bàbá yẹn wé tán tí ẹ bá ṣe àwọn ẹni bí ẹni àwọn èèyàn bí èèyàn thank you for the gift ma you will never lack in Jesus name tí ẹ bá ṣe àwọn ẹni bí ẹni èèyàn bí èèyàn tí bàbá yẹn rí lẹ́yìn rẹ̀ àwọn abiyamọ tòótọ́ tí bàbá yẹn rí lẹ́yìn rẹ̀ ti pa bàbá yẹn ẹ̀yin kò ti ti fi búlì ti fi báyé bàbá yẹn jẹ́ kí ni tó yára pààyàn ju tẹ̀sẹ̀ fún bàbá yìí lọ kí ni tó yára pààyàn ju tẹ̀sẹ̀ fún bàbá yìí lọ tí bàbá yẹn ò bá mọ ara wọn tí ń sọpọ́ọ̀tì ẹ̀ bàbá yẹn á ti gbé nǹkan jẹ kí ló dé sóun ló pa ọmọ ẹ̀ ní àbò lórí burúkú gbogbo ní ẹ kí òwú elépo bọtí ẹ gbági mọ́tí tí wọ́n sọ pé tí bàbá yẹn ni wọ́n pe òun ni láti jọ́ tọ́rọ̀ yẹn ti ṣẹlẹ̀ ṣé bàbá yẹn change ẹnu rí ọ̀rọ̀ kan tí bàbá yẹn sọ náà ló ń tẹnu mọ́ kí wàá ní tó lórí burúkú yín ẹ̀yin aláyé bàjẹ́ aládàáwò ẹ̀yin olórí burúkú aṣòsì mọ́mọ́ ẹ̀yin tó yẹ pé ìdààmú ìfòòró bẹnu ayé tí yín náà ẹ̀ ríran tó wá jẹ́ pé ayé babó ń babalẹ̀ wá fẹ́ mú sọ́wọ́ tẹ́ rí pé bẹ́ẹ̀ mi yóò ṣe bọ́ lójijì ẹ̀mí yín máa bọ́ lójijì láti olórí burúkú olórí bíi igbá pító láti olórí pẹ́tẹ́kí bíi abọ́ ayọ́ láti tó sorí bíi àkọ́so bàrà láti tó sorí bíi kòkó òrù tán fi ń ṣe àgbo olórí burúkú ẹ̀ ń bá ti ríru orí tí wọ́n gbé wáyé yóò ti mọ̀ pé kòrò ń forí ni yóò ti mọ̀ pé orí ìtúlu ni láti ẹ̀ ń bá ti ríru orí tí wọ́n gbé wáyé yóò ti mọ̀ pé orí ìtúlu ẹni nílà àkáyè tó lọ́pọ̀lọ́ kan ò gbọ́dọ̀ mọ́ gbérú orí tó ń gbé wáyé láti ẹni ó ti wò àwọn ìyá tó bí ọ láti lọ́bì yẹ́ léèrè pé ṣé ń gbé òfẹ́ bí ọsọ patan mọ́ ọ lórí ni kó mọ̀ jẹ́ pé ńgbà tó patan mọ́ ọ lórí ọpọlọ rẹ ti sásà tẹ̀lẹ̀sẹ̀ láti lọ́bì yẹ́ léèrè pé ńgbà tí wọ́n fẹ́ bí ọ tó patan mọ́ ọ lórí ni láti mi gan mọ̀ wípé ń jọ wọ́n ń sunrun láti wà láìtàlá ìrọ̀lẹ́ ni wọ́n sunrun láti ọmọ tẹ́ bá sunrun rẹ̀ ń lọ nírọ̀lẹ́ ọmọ ṣe dàgìnì dọ̀rọ̀dọ̀rọ̀ ni kò kí ń lọ́pọlọ lórí ìrọ̀lẹ́ ni wọ́n sunrun láti mo boss thank you for the gift ma you will never lack ọ̀rọ̀lẹ́ ni wọ́n sunrun rẹ̀ láti ni ò jẹ́ kó lọ́pọlọ lórí ó dàgbà tó bá àti your age 50 years over 50 years láti ó sì ń ṣe bí dèdèrè wọ́n ṣe bí ẹni pa wọ́n ṣe bí ẹni mọ́gàdẹ̀ nú ọsọ́ láti dákun ṣé wèrè gba búrẹ́dì lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ láti ṣé wèrè gba búrẹ́dì lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ ni torí bí ẹkún ìtànnú ayé tiẹ̀ náà láti sí láti bí ẹkún ìtànnú ayé tiẹ̀ náà tí ẹ ṣe pé wèrè ti sọ yín mọ́ rí láti tí ẹ ṣe pé wèrè ti bù ọ́ jẹ́ rí ó tọ́ sáfù òun fún olórí burúkú olóòṣì ọ̀gá àwọn amúrọ̀bà ọ̀gá àwọn gbébọn bọ́rọ̀ bá ṣe wà tọ́ sí gbogbo èèyàn lẹ́nu ṣé bí ẹnu tiẹ̀ wà ní láti ẹlẹ́nu wọ́yọ̀wọ̀yẹ náà ṣíọ́ láti eléyìn góró olórí burúkú eyín mẹ́kà láríbà mẹ́kà tẹ́ bá wá sí pé lórí ẹbí olórí burúkú ẹbí olóòṣì eyín bí ẹran sunsun yóò wá ta ní báyìí yóò wá yín ta náà ni wọ́n sì mọ̀ tọwọ́ bọ̀ pé olórí ẹbí àti ń tẹ̀lé yín ti gẹ́ látòrí Facebook olórí burúkú tiẹ̀ wọ́n múnú rẹ̀ dùn òun náà mọ̀ fẹ́ yíyí àfi bí wèrè yóò mọ̀ fẹ́ yíyí yóò mọ̀ ṣe ní àfi bí wèrè olórí burúkú ọlọ́pọlọ dúdú ìwọ ni wọ́n sórí fún ọ̀gá tiwọn sórí fún bíjè láti abóhùnṣeré lálámọ̀ràn gidi àwọn wo ní advice ẹ̀ náà láti dákọ̀ dúró náà jẹ́ bí àwọn wo ní advice ẹ̀ gan-an láti àwọn tí advice ẹ̀ wọ̀ alẹ́ wọ́n fẹ́ kórí ibú bọ́ọ̀lẹ̀ wọ́n fẹ́ kórí ibú bọ́ọ̀ tán yányán wọ́n fẹ́ kọ́rọ̀ ayé ẹ̀rọ látúnṣe ni láti bíjè àtàwọn tó ń jáde fún àti mọ́mí kọ́fì tó ṣe olóòṣorin fún láti ṣé bí ìgbésí ayé tí wọ́n ṣe rí ní ìgbésí ayé tí ẹ rí láti ìwọ lórí burúkú ọdún 30 years ní Dublin 30 years ní Dublin kò survive olórí burúkú yóò black mọ̀mọ́lẹ̀ lórí live show ní ẹ mọ̀ fún wa ní gift ẹ̀yin fáàsì mi látàrọ̀ mo ti dẹ̀ tí fún mi gift olórí burúkú how many years ní Dublin láti how many years ní Dublin aláwọn tí wọ́n wá àwọn dírẹ́fà Nàìjíríà wàhálà ìwọ̀n bẹ́tà jù ọ lọ láti olórí burúkú alápá kan dá bí orogún ẹlẹ́ran olórí burúkú rẹ̀ bá dúró náà yóò dànù ní yóò wẹ́gbẹ́ ní àbí bí ọ̀pọ̀ tó ti bàjẹ́ yóò wẹ́gbẹ́ ní òde dájú bílíkìtì ló yọ bílíkìtì ló láti yọ olórí burúkú yóò dànù ní bí ọkọ̀ tipa yóò dànù ní kò lè dá dúró mọ́ olórí burúkú láti ọdún mélòó ló ti lò ní Dublin táyé ẹ̀ tàbá ẹni tí ń wa mọ́rúwá tí ń wa mikra Nàìjíríà wàhálà ẹ̀ ó bẹ́ tẹ̀ láti ó bẹ́tẹ̀ ó wà kórun gbọ̀n hánu bí ẹran háràhárà ó kórun gbọ̀n hánu bí ẹran háràhárà olóṣì ó yá àmọ́ ní that is my past that is my past ṣé past gidi náà ló ti máa ti past tiẹ̀ láti past pò jalè rí ó gbébọn rí láti past pò bọ́mọ rẹ̀ sùn rí ṣé past gidi nu láti ìwọ tó yẹ kó o ti lọ sí kànga kó o ti kó sí ìwọ tó ti yẹ kó o lọ sí kànga kó o ti kó sí olórí burúkú ìwọ wá ní ìwọ ń kọrin fún yàn ò ń kọrin àbò ń sun rárá láti ò ń kọrin àbò ń sun rárá ìwọ tó sohùn bí ọpọlọ tó bá bó olórí burúkú yóò mọ ọkùnrin bíi microphone tó ti fẹ́ bàjẹ́ olórí burúkú ọmọ ọkùnrin bíi microphone tó ti fẹ́ bàjẹ́ ṣé ìwọ ń kọrin inú àbò ń sun rárá àwọn wèrè wo gan ní gbórin ẹ láti àwọn wèrè wo ní gbórin ẹ olórí burúkú ẹ ló kó súnkì ẹlẹ́pọ̀n súnkì onípàlábẹ́ àwọn wo ní gbá orin ẹ àwọn wo ní gbọ́ orin ẹ láti sórin ló ń kọ sórin ló ń kọ pọ́tébù gan ò lè kọ pọ́tébù gan kò ò lè dúró lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ láti ká tó wá lórí burúkú tiẹ̀ ń kọrin ó ti wọ studio lóun náà kọrin fáwọn kan mo post thank you for the gift ma God will continue bless you ó wá ní òun lóun kọrin fáwọn kàbó fóun fẹ́ sí ọ láti àbò fẹ́ sórí ibú wọ́n tó yẹ pé látijọ́ mo ti wọ́n tó ti wá live show ìmọ̀ọ́mọ̀ ju aṣọ 4 lọ aṣọ sì ti funfun lẹ́yìn olérí burúkú aláyé bàjẹ́ olóṣì Dublin ìwọ olóṣì wọ́n tó yẹ pé ọkọ̀ tí wọ́n lò ń lò wọ́n ní bíjú ayé ìjọ ń bẹ́tà ju ọkọ̀ tó ń lò lọ ọkọ̀ tó ló ti darúgbó tó ń lò lórí ó sì fúrádù Dublin olórí burúkú rọ́bà wá wí ó ní wọ́ra lé sí Nàìjíríà ìwọ tó kọ́lé sí Dublin tí wọ́n bá ní studio olórí burúkú wọ́n ní studio tó dàbí ibi tí wọ́n máa ń kó àwọn ewúrẹ́ sí studio tó dàbí ibi tí wọ́n ń pé ewúrẹ́ sí láti láàrin èmi àti olórí burúkú sáyé ẹ̀ta sánsán ni sáyé ẹ̀ta sánsán ni ilé tí wọ́n fi ọ́ ṣe káàtìkà bẹ̀ olórí burúkú lòun ní aláyé bàjẹ́ ìwọ tó yẹ pé olórí burúkú tó bá ṣòkòtò tó ń wọ̀ bó òjò náà láti sóòrí lùkù ẹni wà láìtàláì tí wọ́n bá ń gba ọkọ láwìn ilé gbọ̀ láwìn láti níbi tó wọ́ọ̀sì dé níbi tó wọ́ọ̀sì ìwọ tó sáwọ́ bí tòlótòló tí ná mú ìwọ tó sáwọ́ bí tòlótòló tí ná mú olórí burúkú láti ìwọ wá lọ́rọ̀ àwọn ọ̀dọ́ lẹ́nu láti sóòkì ń wo rẹ kó tó bùyàn ni kí ń wo rẹ kó tó bùyàn ni ìwọ olórí burúkú aláyé bàjẹ́ justice olórí burúkú wo gan ló wá látijọ́ ìwọ tó lè dá sí analysis 10 minutes ìwọ tó lè dá sí analysis 10 minutes lórí tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí Mohbad olórí burúkú amọ̀lẹ́yìn fáǹsì mi àbí kí ni mo wí that is that about that that is that about that olórí burúkú tó mọ́ sọnù so o lè sí analysis 10 minutes dèpòdépò 1 hour láti àwọn panel rẹ ní bọ́ ronú bíi débì tẹjọ́ síbò hanra yín àwọn tí ń bọ́ ń ro nínú àti onílé olórí burúkú tó dàbí búrẹ́dì tó bómi ń tiẹ̀ ó rí bí ìmọ̀kúmọ onílé tó rí bí ìmọ̀kúmọ jẹ́ pé olórí burúkú ti ọ̀rá ti fẹ́ bá yé tiẹ̀ jẹ́ onílé tó pé ọ̀rá ti fẹ́ bá yé tiẹ̀ jẹ́ onílé tó ti fẹ́ tó ti jẹ́ pé òfò ní fọ̀lá kú ni tó ti fẹ́ tó yẹ pé ọ̀rá ni ó gbẹ̀mí lẹ́nu olórí burúkú olòṣì ẹlẹ́nu wọ́yọ̀wọ́yọ́ nígbà tí mo ṣe kọ́kọ́ gbọ́ fọ́ìsì onílé mo ṣe ṣe bí má nǹkan tó handsome ni àfìgbà tí ń rí onílé màálù gàdàgbò onílé lọ lórí burúkú màálù onílé ò gbọ́dọ̀ sùn lùyàn kó tó àwọn mọ̀dàkẹ́ mọ́ lábẹ́ mọ́ gidi ní ó wúwo bí òkú ni olórí burúkú olòṣì wọ́n tó yẹ kó bọ́ sí títí mòwe tán ló ń gbé kó mọ́ sá eré kiri láàárọ̀ kùtùkùtù kan ló mọ kó ló ń ṣe ṣàṣàìsì ní olórí burúkú ó wàá la pọ̀nmọ́lé olórí burúkú àdégọ́bù olórí burúkú kan òun náà máa ṣe bí orílẹ̀ náà ṣe bí ìdàpọ̀ ń ta sánsán ní àdégọ́bù òṣòjú òun náà máa onílé àbò fẹ́ dààmú àbórí burúkú fẹ́ bá wà àtọ̀gẹ́ ẹ̀ àbí wà àtọ̀gẹ́ ẹ̀ fẹ́ ṣòfò olórí burúkú tó jẹlọsí bàbá lọ́ba ó tún lọ kọrú tí àti bàbá lórí burúkú olùsọ òsì bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́run tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sálọ́ba kó ṣẹlẹ̀ síwọ náà ó nílẹ̀ ẹ̀yà aláyé bàjẹ́ alápapín olè ẹ̀yin olè ló jẹ́ for help bẹ́ẹ̀ tí ń jalè náà lẹ́tún ṣe kámẹ́rà dalẹ̀ ń tì ká bọ́ra yín lóbò ẹ̀rí páyé gbogbo yín ti rún ẹ̀rí páyé gbogbo yín ti ta justice láwà òbò lẹ́tì kábọ̀ kámẹ́rà dàn ní 3 sọ̀mù ní orí pílátífọ̀mù yín náà ni àtàwọn olórí burúkú anti justice orí pílátífọ̀mù yín náà ni ẹ dákun justice wèrè wo wá gbogbo yín wá àbẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ sórí ibú ẹ fẹ́ mórí burúkú sọ ẹnu kọ̀ọ̀kan onílé wa tọ́gẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ mórí burúkú sọ ẹnu ni ọ wà mọ́ sí ẹ jẹ́ kí n sọ̀rọ̀ ní olórí burúkú àṣẹ́sà wọ́n jọ sàpapín ni tákàtì náà bàbá ti ń rò tó ti ń flow onílé àti sẹ́ẹ̀dì 10,000 ibẹ̀ létí wọ́n náà sí bí ewé ilá àwọn ọmọ ìyá Yọ̀mí ẹ̀yin olórí burúkú gbogbo ẹ wá kóra yín jọ ẹ̀yin wá ń ṣe bàbá òfẹ́ justice kò ní dáa fẹ́nu tẹ́ fi sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ kò ní bẹ́tà fún gbogbo yín kọ̀ọ̀kan àti olórí burúkú yín tẹ́ ń kọrin pé 70 million ó ti lọ olórí burúkú àṣẹnú yín ń dùn olórí burúkú 70 million ló lọ àwa táwa justice ò lọ ṣé ẹ fẹ́ gbọ́ ojú àáràwọ̀ rí justice níjọ́ bá ti rí justice níjọ́ náà lẹ́yìn ọmọ nàgàmúsòrò yín kọ̀ọ̀kan ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń kọrin kí olórí burúkú láti eléyín wẹ́rẹ́wẹ́rẹ́ eléyín bíi iná wẹ́dà ìwọ ń sọ wípé 70 million kí ni wọ́n fi ṣe lọ́bí bá bẹ́ẹ̀ lérè nù ní sàárè lọ́bí bá bá lórí burúkú tó bí lérè nù sàárè pé kí ló fi 70 million ṣe mo rò kórí ẹ burú èló gan ló nínú 70 million wọn láti ọlọ́pọlọ lílo ọlọ́pọlọ dúdú olórí burúkú olòṣì orí jẹ́gẹ́jẹ́gẹ́ bílíkìtì ló wèrè yóò mọ rìn báyìí orí ò mọ mi ni àfi bí ọmọ tí wárápá ń gbé lọ bí bàbá ẹ léèrè pé 70 million èló gan ló dánú GoFundMe láti tó fẹ́ kú ná èló gan ló lúgbò rẹ tó níbẹ̀ tí àṣàrà ìlú wa fẹ́ lù ọ̀ngóngó Yọ̀mí olórí láti aláyé bàjẹ́ sórí wọn tí ẹ tẹ́ ní olórí burúkú àṣírí rẹ ti tú àṣírí ẹ ti tú ó fẹ́ kidnap bàbá lọ Tọ́kì olórí burúkú olòṣì ó ti fojú Abọ́sẹ̀dé sórí tó kóra ẹ sí Abọ́sẹ̀dé sórí tó kóra rẹ sí nígbà tó rọra ń jẹ tó ń yọpì tó ń gbádùn tó sì wá polówó rẹ̀ ń tà ó sì mọ̀ pé àwọn olórí burúkú tí Kánjí ti fẹ́ gbé pọ̀ lórí social media bí irú ti tẹ́nu Kánjí ti fẹ́ pa wèrè Kánjí ó ti fẹ́ po olórí burúkú rẹ̀ ó wá ti fojú bọ́ pátá ní bàbá olórí burúkú ó ti fojú yẹ̀sàlẹ̀ wò ó ti mọ̀ pé ọmọkùnrin bàbá gbọ̀rọ̀gbọ̀rọ̀ ní òsè wèrè bá fẹ́ ganu sí i tẹ́ni orí ẹ̀ burú kèé ṣerú ẹ̀ ló wà fún o ò lè ganu sí pọ́nrán bàbá tẹ́ni àṣetòsí ẹ̀dá náà ń go lórí burúkú tiẹ̀ èmi ti mọ̀ pé bó ṣe ń la bàbá ńlá go lórí láti èmi ti mọ̀ pé kèé ṣe lásán ó ti fojú yẹ̀sàlẹ̀ bàbá wò ó ti mọ̀ pé bàbá dúró lọ́mọkùnrin bàbá tó slim báyẹn ó ti mọ̀ pé kíní bàbá wàláì yóò stand by ni yóò du oore olórí burúkú ó wà wárí pé bàbá òfin fèsì wèrè bá fẹ́ gbaná jẹ́ ó fẹ́ para rẹ̀ lórí social media tẹ́ni ìgbà bàbá òsó fèsì fún ọ ló bá fẹ́ kú lọ́sàn-án gan tẹ́ni olórí burúkú olè ìwọ ìka náà ló fi kú. ẹ gbẹ́jọ́ mi ṣe ẹgbẹ́ tó kórè kú bọ́ni mi ẹ̀yin náà bá ní mo fẹ́ kórè sápọ̀ abẹ́lẹ̀ sórí ibú ni olórí burúkú tẹ́ni torí ọkùnrin ó sì fẹ́ jó sì já wèrè sí orí online torí ọkùnrin ó sì ń pariwo bí ẹni tí sàpànà gbé tẹ́ni olórí burúkú látọdún tèmi ti mọ̀ náà èmi ti mọ̀ pé olórí burúkú jápojápo ní oko ti jáwọ́ náà ń fún un olórí burúkú olòṣì olè bí kíwọ náà máa jọkọ ọlọ́kọ gbé ó máa jọkọ ọlọ́kọ gbé ó wá ṣẹ̀wá wò rárá ọmọ ibi tó gbé bàbá lọ olórí burúkú ló fẹ́ gbé bàbá wá Tọ́kì tẹ́ni olórí burúkú òkú Tọ́kì olòṣì olè ìyá arúgbó ní tó ń gbọ́kọ́ mọ́ ọ lọ tẹ́ni òríbi táyé ẹ bàjẹ́ dé ìyá arúgbó ló tó gba ọmọ tọ̀sọ̀ ló tún gbà mọ́ ọ lórí páyé ẹ ti rún olórí burúkú náà ṣe kọpíkọpí tẹ́ni ṣègbẹ́nu gbà tá à ń fún ọ jẹ lólórí burúkú rẹ gbóṣù kan ogun tó ń rú lérí ló gbélé ìwọ náà bá lọ gbé ìtòdéhùn ẹsẹ wíìgì o wíìgì na wíìgì olórí burúkú tẹ́ni ìtòrun tó gbé orí ẹsẹ wíìgì o wíìgì na wíìgì lólórí burúkú gbérí ó fẹ́ kọ́pì ọ̀gá wa olóòṣì aláyé bàjẹ́ wọn náà ṣe kọpíkọpí oṣù kó ogun tó ń rú kíta ní ọ̀sán tẹ́ni oṣù ká ogun olórí burúkú tẹ́ni morí ti fi ìró ọ̀pá mẹ́ta wégèlè sọ́rùn èrò ọ ni tẹ́ni ọrùn èkì ń wọ̀ ọ ni olórí burúkú yà kónú aṣọ àrùn yóò kónú aṣọ àrùn ti wọṣọ tán yà máa gbàdí olórí burúkú tó ti di gbogbo èkìsà sí tó ti di gbogbo èkìsà pọ̀tún àtàkó sí yà máa gbọ́n ta aláyé bàjẹ́ olòṣì ọlọ́pọlọ dúdú ọlọ́pọlọ lílọ́ tẹ́ni táyé rẹ̀ ti rún táyé rẹ̀ ti bàjẹ́ olórí burúkú wá sọ síta awíkoko òun ò fún ọ̀gá tiwa láwíkoko tẹ́ni ọ̀gá tiwa jẹ́ rẹ́mínàǹtì kéde jẹ́ wíjọ awíkoko tí wọ́n ti jẹ́ tó ti bàjẹ́ ẹ̀jẹ̀ awíkoko tó ti gba gbogbo àlàáfíà ara rẹ̀ tán awíkoko tó ti sọ àlàáfíà ara rẹ̀ di fíafíà olórí burúkú gbọ́gà tí wọ́n bá ṣe wà lọ́kọ ṣé bí irú ẹran orí rẹ̀ ṣe awíkoko bí ọkọ olórí burúkú tí wọ́n wá ń jẹ wá ní orí bá awíkoko ṣe rí orí bí wọ́n náà ṣe rí ni sáwí koko ni wọ́n sọ ni tẹ́ni irú àwọn oníràwọ̀ òòrẹ́ ni tí ń gbọ́ sí ọ̀gá tí wá ṣe stand ni tẹ́ni wọn ò sí ẹ̀lẹ́sọ̀ fèsì fún ọkọ lórí burúkú rí ọmọ lọ dm wọn lẹ́yìn torókó olóko ló máa ń ganú sí tẹ́ni olórí burúkú wọ ló ń jẹ̀jẹ̀kújẹ like thank you for the gift o tẹ́ni olórí burúkú rẹ wọ ló ń jẹ̀jẹ̀kújẹ ọ̀gá tí wò kí ń jẹ̀jẹ̀kújẹ ọ̀gá tí wò kí ń jẹ rẹ́mínàntì wò kí ń jẹ oúnjẹ kò tó tẹ́ni olórí burúkú o ti rọ́gà tiwa gan sí olóko òrùn olórí burúkú òbó wèrè yóò mọ̀ rùn bí ẹni gbòkú ewúrẹ́ abẹ́ ni òbó wèrè rùn bí ẹni tó gbòkú ewúrẹ́ abẹ́ olórí burúkú aláyébàjẹ́ aláyéka asòsì mọ́mọ́ aṣèrè ó sì orí burúkú wàhálà bàbá Mohbad ní ọ̀pọ̀ ẹni kò lè sáàmì lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ ọ̀gá tiwa ṣérú ẹni wọ́n ń sọ ni tẹ́ni ṣérú ẹni wọ́n ń sọ ní ìwọ olóòórùn ìwọ alákàpá aláwọ̀lù ìwọ tó mọ̀gbà tí wọ́n ń wọṣọ òtútù ìwọ tó mọ̀gbà tí wọ́n ń wọṣọ ooru tẹ́ni ṣé ìwọ ló wá fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ sí yàn ìwọ ló fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ sí mi olórí burúkú ìwọ tẹ́ kó o bá sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí ó mọ̀ la gbogbo ẹnu ni àfi bí ajá mi ló pa ó mọ̀ lanu bí ajá mi ló pa ni ló mọ̀ lanu gbogbo ẹnu lórí burúkú fi ní máa ń dẹnu dọ́rọ̀ tẹ́ni ṣerú tiẹ̀ wá ni ṣerú ẹ̀ nìwọ tẹ́ pé tọ́kì ló lọ lójú oge tẹ́ni ṣé àmọ́ ńgbà tó wà ní Cairo àmọ́ bó ṣe rí sí ọ̀sẹ̀ ọbí ọbí ọlọ́kà ìgbò dé tọ́kì ló tó lajú oge tẹ́ni ìgbà tó dé tọ́kì ńlò tó túùsì tẹ́ni àmọ́ bó ṣe rí olórí burúkú ni ọ́ òòdù tí ń rí òfò báyìí lọ ìdí olórí burúkú tó máa ń gbọ̀n wájú kámẹ́rà ṣéèdì rẹ̀ ni tẹ́ni ṣé fọkọ̀ ọ̀wọ̀n náà aṣọ ìkísàánú lè ló dì í bẹ́ẹ̀ olórí burúkú wọ bọ́ǹbọ̀ yóò apakùn yóò faṣọ sonú kí wọ́n lè ló ní flatọ́mì tẹ́ni ayé ẹ̀ ti rán olórí burúkú ni olóṣì ni ọ́ ẹ wo mo dálé náà gàwá mo fẹ́ sáré lọ mo fẹ́ lọ yí ìsì ara mi.
ẹ ti milk ma.
tẹ́ni ṣé ò ń gbádùn wúrà tẹ́ni ò ń gbádùn wúrà ò tẹ̀lé má gbádùn wúrà gbà tí ì ṣe pé wọ́n dì ẹ̀ wọ́n sùn lánàá ló pè mí nǹkan tó pè mí fún nísìnyí ò mọ̀ ó pè mí ó wá ń fi mí ṣàìn lórí láìvẹ̀.
ó pè yín.
ó pè mí lórí láìvẹ̀ ó wá ń fi mí ṣàìn. kí ló wá sọ mà. ó ń fi mí ṣàìn mú bọ̀ mo máa play nǹkan tó sọ ń sìn. ó ń fi mí ṣàìn. irú tẹ́ni irú who be this girl? Lóde. Lóde tí ó sọ. Kò mọ̀ láòdù kẹ̀. Kò láòdù. Ṣé mi rìkọ́ọ̀dù ẹ̀ dáadáa? Mi rìkọ́ọ̀dù ẹ̀ dáadáa ṣá. Àbí kí lélẹ̀ kó máa láòdù. Mi rí rìkọ́ọ̀dù dáadáa ṣá. Kí ló dé? Kò láòdù. Kò láòdù. Kò láòdù mi mọ reason. Kò láòdù. Olóòṣì. Mi mọ reason tó ṣe pè mí. Mo kàn.
Increase volume phone yẹn lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ ma.
Mo ti increase ẹ̀. Mo increase ẹ̀ kò ṣe ni. Mo increase ẹ̀ kò ṣe so ẹ ṣáàjẹ kó máa wà bẹ́ẹ̀ mi mọ reason tó ṣe olórí burúkú ọmọ èèyàn ò rí tí ẹrù wá máa rí tèmi rò kí ló ń rí tèmi ẹ rí i pé pressure ti mú bọ̀ lédì yẹn bí ìmọ́jọ́ tó pè mí last tó wá di pé bẹ́ẹ̀ sí ní pé wá ń pè mí wá ní ẹ wo ọ̀rọ̀ òṣì ló kàn sọ lánàá ó pè mí wá ń gbé mi sí wá ń fi èmi ó wá ní èmi ti gbé kọ́ lóhùn ó wá ń fi mí hàn àwọn panelist ẹ rí i pé lady yẹn ò gbádùn kí ló ń pè mí fún? Ṣé mo jọ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀? Wọ́n fi mí ṣáìn pò ń pè mí ìgbà tó wá pè mí kọ́.
ṣe
Tó wá pè mí
tó
kọ́.
pè yín ó máa pè yín ọ̀gá wa ó ti sọ lórí live show rẹ̀ ó lóun máa fún yín ní awíkoko níjẹta ó lóun máa fún yín láwíkoko pé òun máa pè yín fún un lórí fóònù ó ti sọ lórí panel rẹ̀ níjọ́ yẹn ló sọ pé àwọn àtàwíkoko pé àwọn rọra àwọn gbá àwọn gbéra wọn débẹ̀.
Àná ló pè mí, ó ń fi mí ṣáìn lórí platform.
Olórí burúkú ni tẹ́ni ayé tẹ́ni ti bàjẹ́ àwọn ẹni táwọn ọkùnrin ti sá fún àwọn ọkùnrin ti sá fún tẹ́ni ti fẹnu lẹ̀ ó ti fẹsẹ̀ lé ó ti fẹnu kọ̀ ta ni ó gbé tẹ́ni lé níyàwó ta ló fẹ́ gbé lórí burúkú lé níyàwó àtẹ́ni tó jẹ́ pé àti ínsídẹ̀ẹ̀tì rẹ̀ ò dáa tẹ́ni tó pé èpè ló fi ṣe ọkọ kúrò ní tàṣítà àbọ̀ fi pa ọkọ tẹ́ni wàláì ò lè réèyàn gbé ọ lé olórí burúkú wọ ní látọdún tó ti tọkọ rẹ̀ ti kú ìwọ ò fẹ́ èèyàn méjì tẹ́ni ó wù ọ́ ṣèbó lórí burúkú rẹ̀ ó fẹ́ káwó kókó lé ìyàwó ti lé kú kó gbé wọlé ìgbà tí ò wọ́ọ̀kì ni tẹ́ni kí wá ló dé tó sọ pé wò fọ́kọ méjì dàbí kò fẹ́ yí ọ ni tẹ́ni onírò olórí burúkú ìyàwó Yomi rọ́lọ́jì sẹ́kọ́ndì rọ́lọ́jì nu olórí burúkú tẹ́ni àbẹ́ ẹ̀gbọ́n ni ọ̀gá wa ó lóun ọkùnrin méjì ògbóhun lérí òun ò kẹ́rù wọlé ọkùnrin kejì kóhun jáde síta tẹ́ni láàrin èmi àti ẹ àláwí kókó tó o ní kó léyàwó ti lé kúrò tí yín rí pé o fẹ́ bá yí òun jẹ́ tó tú ọ lẹ̀ tẹ́ni ìjẹ́ táwí kókó tó bá léyàwó ti lé kó séwò ò ní wọlé tẹ́ni ó sì òfò ni ó máa sí òfò olórí burúkú oníròfò
ṣe máa ṣe léyàwó ẹ̀ kúrò nílé.
olórí burúkú oníròfò aláyé bàjẹ́ aláyé ń ta
kó léyàwó ẹ̀ kúrò nílé.
kó léyàwó sílé ṣé kò lóyún oyún ìbejì tó gbé àlóyún ìbejì níbo ló gbé kọ́ sí sẹ́ksì mi ó ti gbé kórí igi àwọn ọmọ ngbó ti dàgbà kórí igi ó ti dọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ni olórí burúkú kó má bàa ṣe sí awọ́rò
ọkọ ẹ̀ tó fi lé kúrò lé ìbejì làwọn yẹn náà ọkọ ẹ̀ tó fi lé kúrò lé ìbejì làwọn yẹn náà.
Whatever you're going to charge them for, let's your faith.
Jack, what do you think we have done better than what we have done so far?
What do I think would have done better? Look, many things gone wrong. Everything just wrong. from day one. Look, let me tell you. The moment so many things wrong, the whole justice thing, the government started on the wrong note to fraud people or to rob people of justice. Not only that, the people themselves, they created a lot of problem. The monster that Baba Mohbad has become today, you people created him. You made that monster. After creating that monster, you step back and you're not saying, oh, he's a monster. He's a monster, of course, he's a fucking monster because you created that monster. Everybody queuing it with behind that guy. My stand has been clear because I knew you were wrong. All of you were wrong. And again, the moment this money came into this whole thing, it's so wrong. Creating an account for that man, for people to be donating, is wrong. For what? And you want to get justice? This is not about, you don't get justice like that. This is a criminal matter. People that should have been seen as, everybody is a suspect, man. Everybody. Emotion. That is why, let me tell you, when I came up with that word, emotionalist, I never knew it exists, to be honest. But I just knew that I can coin any word in English. But before I said it, because it was on Paparano, I just went up there, let me just look it up. And I found it there, and it just suits what I wanted to express. And that is it. Everybody is an emotionalist. Emotion has clouded everybody's brain. Tradition, culture. Oh, he's the father of the guy. He can't kill the guy. All that rubbish. Everything. That's how this whole thing somersaulted, man. That's how the ship has sunk. But it's so funny that people they are not even saying it. I hear some people, they still want to donate money because I don't know what they're looking for. What justice do you need?
Donate for what? Nobody is donating anything, no.
You think so? So people are going to be donating. People still donating, man. You'll be surprised. Magistrate has attacked the people that want to.
Jack,
I said magistrate, Attorney General, DPP. Yep.
Yeah, on a realistic note, I was on the platform the last couple of days, because I was on the day, and Yomi has never mentioned, although he said something about in future, maybe like maybe in May and all that. But what I have to say, which is what I actually asked him a couple of times, I tried to debunk some rumor about him saying that if you donate money to me, don't ask me how the money gone and all that. That is not accountable. And it did. I mean, I would say use the word denied. He said he has never said that because I asked him myself. And then again, going forward, if you look at the way that Yomi's donation has come into play, it's like kind of managed services. Are you getting my point? That's a specific thing that people want him to do, right? And it's not the one actually coming for that money, right? I'll take Lady Iris, for example, right? Lady Iris comes to an approach. A lot of people say, okay, this is what she wants Yomi to do. And the only person that can do that for us is Yomi, like maybe send it to media houses and all that. And then he asked some few people among us, okay, and you guys try to support and do this. And he did, and she did that very well. And she's accountable for every penny. Are you getting the point? She is accountable for every penny. It's not like throwing full money into money. Even if she even gave money private, I mean, she gave her own private, just her own kind of motivating thing. She did that privately for you. When the money being collected from the public, she's accountable for it, and she always give every details. Right? And this is the thing that I said we should all emulate. And if Yomi wants to go ahead and do something, right, it's not just to come out of his own mouth alone, right? It's something that he should be seriously look into, right? And filter out whether can we see, is there anything, right? Is there any gain going for this kind of move? Or, oh, no, we can't do this, let's do this way. And this is what the new way forward that we've been talking about, right? If you want to, you can donate to your Me Foundation, right? The foundation, he even said it himself.
Richie.
The foundation, listen 1 minute, please. The foundation doesn't belong to Mohbad alone, to Mohbad movement. Are you getting the point? You can, if you want to, but in terms of us the various platform, collecting money. It's going to be like kind of managed services. And if Yomi is coming back, 1 minute, just Yomi had, Yomi is coming back from whatever that's been given to me, donated to him, is coming back with 80% or even 75% accountability. I wouldn't bother about 25%. Listen, I will never be. Well, I mean, you yourself, you won't be asking of that. If somebody is giving, if you give a project to somebody to do, and that person is coming back with 80% accountability, hey,
Richie,
that's the way I'm looking at it.
I get what you're saying. I get your point. Yeah. Look, I don't have any problem with whatever. That's not the issue. Look, you see, my issue is this. Let me tell you something. Anything anybody is doing, if you like, be eating billions, it's none of my. For as long as what you're doing, you're not putting that thing. You're not putting that interest or your interest first before the justice for Mohbad, because you see, all of these things is costing. There's something I always say: if you're not buying, you're costing. If you're not buying, you're costing. So now, here's the thing. Have you guys ever wondered why did Yomi block Papariano? Of all people, why would you block him? Have you guys ever wondered? Do you know why? Why is this? Because this guy is asking some pertinent questions. He's asking some things.
Okay.
The lawyers, this guy doesn't want to hear things like that. He's saying some things he doesn't want to hear. So you have to block that person. But you see, the people that will sit on his platform, like dummies, like dumb heads, the heads are there, but they're not using it. They can't use it.
Can I say something, John, Jack? Honestly, I don't know when was the last time you listened to Yomi. You may probably right about what you're saying, but
I almost listened to it.
Okay, let me give you an example, a scenario which actually involves you as well. When Paparado was suggesting to Yomi about the conferences, he even acknowledged it, because I spoke to him 2 days ago about this, right, on Amin Kaide's platform, right, and he even smiled and laughed about it. He said, one thing I will give it to him, is a very good listener, right? He might be big, might try to be stubborn when you tell him this and that, right? But he listens carefully and act upon whatever he has said. He even acknowledged that after the Papyrus engagement, he was quite happy to go ahead and organize those two conferences that he did, and it was successful. And the day you were talking to him about it, remember there was time you were telling him about this thing, about the approach, in terms of the when he was writing the petition and the process of the petition. He even came and even mentioned you, right? He followed what you have suggested. He even said, my inbox is opened for any suggestion. Even you can engage him on any platform. Is somebody, honestly, from what you said about maybe blocking somebody, I don't know about that, right? But all I can tell you, the question, if you question Yomi anywhere, from what I've noticed, he's such a humble guy. He would listen and answer you. He would listen and he would never fob you off.
Okay.
Tested that. And you and I, there was a day, even for me, the first time I engaged him, there was a day he came to Thunder Fire's platform one morning, right? And I asked him 2 questions, and he confidently explained.
Richie, I don't have any problem with all of this thing you're saying. Look,
so it could be changing. It could be a changing process. Are you getting the point, right? But from what I can see in that guy, he's ready to listen, and he's ready to dialogue.
Richie, I understand.
Yesterday, he did something yesterday which is remarkable. This guy, that's one, people know him very well, but that's my first time of listening to him. That was 2 days ago. Lenchi tried to, his chairman was there, to resolve the issue between.
I was there. Don't. I witnessed everything.
Thank you. And these are the things.
I witnessed everything. Look, Richie, you're not getting it. Don't okay. Look. I'm not. Don't think. Look, if not because of the behavior, if not because of what happened between you and G-Banks, I probably, because I've said to myself, I don't care. It's none of my business. Like, of course, it has nothing to do with me. So, but the thing is this: look, in this life, you have to be. You can lie to people. Let me tell you something. There's a saying that goes, you can lie to people sometime, but you cannot lie to them forever. Every time you can't lie to them every time. Whatever you're doing, if you're doing something, if you're doing something, and if it is all about this, it's still gonna come to light. So now, there's the thing. Each and every time I see Yomi try to, like, when he's trying to, like, galvanize funds or galvanize people to, like, sort of like support and all that, the way he says about, the way he talks about this whole thing, it's like he talks about like he's gonna deliver the justice to them, like it is here. The justice is here now. You know, every time he's here now. What are you talking about? Are you the police that is gonna investigate? When? Oh my goodness! Look, Richie, you won't understand what I'm talking about. I wish you would understand this. This is not about castigation, but it's about stop deceiving people, man. Stop deceiving people.
Okay.
You're not the judge. You're not the attorney general.
I like what you listen, Jack. I like what you say.
Listen to me, please. Attorney General has selected the people that they want to prosecute, knowing fully that he's got that power, that absolute power again. And for one person, you are not a judge. You're nothing. You're not a prosecutor. You're nothing.
He's an activist.
That justice is here. Which justice? Is it justice inside your room you're talking about?
Jack, wait. To you, a true justice seeker, are you pleased with those two people they have picked they want to prosecute?
How can I be pleased? But what do you think anybody can give?
I'm coming. Hold on. If there's a window out there to see exploit, making sure that we create more awareness against or to the Attorney General or the DPP, whatever, we could exploit that window. There's nothing wrong if Yomi is trying to say exploit the window.
Wait, which window is that? Which window is that?
Hold on. If he's still trying to create more window, to create more awareness for people to say that no, there are still leads coming out. There are people in the house that can still be prosecuted alongside with this mass of a thing. That there are few leads or let me say evidence. Well, we know what it is. Let's say leads are still out there that we can still use to unravel whoever that fight this guy. Because in as well you're not pleased with just that two people they are trying to prosecute, it means in every window of opportunity that we still have, that we can still talk to the DPP or talk to the government in power to also add to whatever they are trying to do. There's nothing wrong in doing that.
Okay? I understand. There's nothing wrong here, but let me tell you something. There's just one. There's only one window. There's only one window now. There's only one window. Let me say. There's only one window. Yeah. There's only one window. You see, that is the only way out to get over justice now. But let me tell you something. Even this window is not 100% guaranteed because, look, it's because you people don't know who you are up against. Maybe because I know these people. That's why I'm talking like this. Look, the only window is this. The only way out is for Nigerians in Nigeria. I've said it before. To rise up. They must be. This is not some kind of induced protest. No, peaceful. But they must. I don't know how they're gonna have that kind of sensitization. To be sensitized, so understand that they need to come out. Wait. All streets, everywhere, across the nation.
Who will sensitize them? Who will that actor? Who is that person?
Nobody. That's what I'm saying. Nobody can do it. It has to be a natural. Me and Paparano, we have said this. It has to be a natural process. It has to be a natural process. Not the one you're gonna go and get some people, give them 2,000 or whatever. No.
Jack, just hold on, Rotimi.
That's the only way out.
Rotimi, 1 minute. I like what Jack mentioned about the bribery. I actually chatted on him yesterday, right? And we all believe, most people believe when you join in bribing the cops, you're on a rat race, which you're never going to win. Right? You're on a rat race, you're never going to win. Because the people you're contesting with, they have billions, right? To thwart whatever you're trying to do. So the best thing to do is what Jack is saying. Okay, you sensationalize the whole thing, and Yomi is not shying away from that. Like, you know, he mentioned something. He mentioned about P-board. He mentioned about all other things. I think there was 2 things that he mentioned, right? When you look at all these things that he mentioned, indirectly is sensationalizing the whole thing. And don't forget, people, you know, people are people, right? It's a wake-up call. If I put a microphone, let's say we have like 3, 4, 5 buses going to Plain Abuja Road, we put a poster of Mobile on it, and there's a microphone or this public address speaker shouting what's happening and all that. Yes, you have 1,000 people, 20 people or 50 people might, you know, go ahead with that and say, listen, I don't know, it's worth fighting for this. This is what Nigeria has come up to. So what we're trying to say here is people like yourself, right? You have an in-depth knowledge how mostly within the police and justice system of Nigeria because you've engaged them before, right? People like you or some other people can come up to the platform and give a suggestion. And for me, I don't think this guy is running away from any suggestion, honestly speaking. He's not shying away. From what I've seen so far, he's not shying away for any outside input. He was even asking, I cannot do this alone. He said it a couple of times. He's in the lead. Yeah, you don't know, he's in the lead. He's in the lead in terms of the activists and all that. And don't forget, like I said, I spoke about managed services, which I think you and I know what managed services are about. You're using his platform, using his expertise as an image and all that, right? But in terms of the money flowing to him, it's a specific assignment which this boss. So he's standing in as a third party. Are you getting the point? That is the one disbursing and used and carrying out the project. Are you getting the point? But in terms of the money is managed. That's why I was trying to explain to you. There's accountability for everything.
Richie. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Richie. I get what you're saying. Yeah. Look, the thing is this. You see this sensitization, not sensationalism. This sensitization I'm talking about is not the sensitization that you're talking about now. Look, this is a natural. It has to be natural. The people in Nigeria, they must come to that realization to understand that the reason why they are actually suffering in Nigeria, the reason why the government is treated the way they're treating them, the reason why there is unemployment, bad and the rest of them, insecurity and all that, is actually as a result of the culture of injustice that has eaten deep into the bone marrow of the people in that country. So, of the politicians and the rest of them. So, they need to, they're the only ones that can move a mass out naturally without being induced. And if you look at Nigeria as it stands now, they have 1,000, they have 1,000,000 and 1,000, I don't know how to put it, problems already at hand. They're dying of hunger, they do this. I don't know how that's going to happen. This is not anything any individual can do. How do you, we're not talking about a peaceful protest that cut across, that will take over only streets in Lagos. We're talking about nationwide. Do you know what? Even at that still does not mean that these mafians in government can still not set aside the rule of law and say, look, we don't care. The people, your voice, you put us here, we don't care. We're still going to go ahead and do whatever we want to do. Because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, if the mind of Attorney General, the Attorney General, who's like the Alpha and Omega here, if his decision is to go ahead with those people and charge them, believe me, there is nothing anybody can do about it. And that is the point Paparano has made.
Yeah, you know, I agree with you what you said, not to understand. Jack, remember the answers. Remember the answers. Look at the output of the answers, right?
Before I go, about this Attorney General, let me just advise. The Attorney General charging these 2 people that they want to charge is the beginning of probably what we are looking for. To me, this is my own opinion, because as I'm talking to you now, with what you may have done, I have not seen a concrete evidence. Yes. With everything we have done, critical thinkers, everything for the past 1.5 years, no one has seen any concrete evidence to nail anybody. If this charging of these people is going to bring lawyers to court and they will say their truth, the better. And charging them to court doesn't mean that they are prosecuting them. If they have something to say, and they know that, they were not able to say it before, they will say it now. If they have a good lawyer, and the lawyer knows what he's doing, everything that has gone, everything that has happened in the past, nobody said they cannot pick Naira Marley again in the course of their justice or in the course of when they are being interrogated. They can pick anybody again.
What do you mean? Who's going to pick them?
I'm not the one snoring, somebody.
Who's going to pick them? I'm asking you. Wait.
During the jury.
Someone muted.
Who's going to pick them?
Try and get me. During the jury, if they have any substantive evidence, if jury does not have any evidence.
Which jury? Nigeria does not. What are you talking about?
What the Attorney General is charging them to court, right? Magistrate court. During the magistrate court hearing, if the lawyers know what they are doing.
Which lawyer? Do you know who is charging them?
Hold on.
DPP.
The nurse lawyers.
You don't understand. Actually,
who are the people? Let me explain to you. Who are the people they are charging? Answer me first. Who are the two people they are charging?
Wait. Get this first. DPP is a creation of the state under the Ministry of Justice. So it is still the same Ministry of Justice that the Attorney General oversees. That is.
Are these people going to have lawyers or not to represent them?
Nobody. Look, no lawyer can be heard. Baba Mohbad lawyer cannot be heard. If he likes, let him employ.
Not Baba Mohbad. I mean the nurse. Is the nurse not going to have lawyer?
Look,
are they not going to?
They are going to have. They are going to have because they are defendants.
That is what I'm saying, that it now lies on them, the lawyer, their legal representatives, to prove to the court that they don't know anything about it. In the course of proving, if they now have any evidence against anybody, they can now prove it. And I'm saying that there is nobody that can never be invited again. Do you know what happens? Let me tell you something. This is not what happens. Those two people doesn't mean that those people are.
Wait, I understand what you're saying now. I get what you're saying. Look,
my point
if they have nothing, if at the end of the day,
those people are going to go down.
But at the end of the day, their lawyers know their own.
If those two people have evidence,
I get you, G-Banks. I get you. You're right. Look, G-Banks. This is the thing. If the lawyer of the nurse and spending whoever they're charging, if they know their onions and they're able to prove beyond reasonable doubt to the court that they know nothing about the case, and there's no reason for them to even be charged in the first instance. What will happen is the case will be struck out. Not that they will bring in any evidence. No. To say
not just if they can say that they don't know anything and they say that they know something. They can say they don't know anything in their own part, that they are not the one that caused it.
They will only be accused.
I said it then. Jack, I said it then that there are many things that we've not heard about. You see those guys that are in that house.
Sorry,
I want to some people saying that maybe they took an oath or something. I'm very sure by the time they take, is this pending? By the time he faces the law and he knows that he's going to jail.
Yeah. I want to call your attention. I want to call your attention to something.
He's going to say some things. He's going to open his mouth and say some things. And he's going to let his lawyer.
Look, Richie, you see, these are the kind of slaves we're talking about. People without brains. Look at this comment section. Look at this person now. He has been typing profusely, attacking with this J for Mohbad. You see, these are the dogs that they send around to go and attack people when they.
He has been warned by one of the moderators. Jack, continue. He has been warned.
He's what?
He has been warned by one of the moderators.
Okay. Is it these are the people that they
do not understand what I'm trying to say? That charging them to court is going to expose more things. It might expose more things. There might be things that the nurse has not said yet. There may be things that spending years have not said. If they have a good lawyer, they may argue themselves out, they may exonerate themselves, but they may still create some evidences down and say, yes, though we are not the one that caused this, but we still have one or two things to say, and which some people can still be prosecuted. Try and get my point. If they have a good lawyer and they know what they are doing,
I get your point.
Nobody is free yet.
Look, the onus of prosecuting further people lies with the DPP, lies with the Attorney General. If they do not deem it, that's what me and Paparani just said this evening now, not quite long. Once they are the one that we charge. If they do not deem it fit, if they do not see any reason to charge anybody, nobody can force them to charge anybody. And nobody can do nothing about it. Look, let me tell you something. It's so painful. You won't know how much I really want Mohbad to get justice. But you see all of the nonsense that people have done in this case, the whole shenanigans, the whole time cursing each other, the whole time attacking people, the whole time saying if you talk about Baba Mohbad, they will curse you, they will do this. All of this mad, insane behavior, they have all allowed.
No, it was emotion. It was emotion.
Yes.
Because right from the beginning, in this case, I said Baba Mohbad should have been out of this public of a thing. There is no need using Baba Mohbad as signatory in the account of the public. I said it then. There can be motive of killing Mohbad can come from anybody. And moreover, this is an homicide case. I said it then. There was no need involving Baba Mohbad in this because I knew if he coughs or he does and his actions will be read, maybe taken positive or negative. And I said it then. If he has not been part of the signatory and he sings his song and he's doing his normal thing, nobody is going to criticize him. But it's very unfortunate they used him and people were looking at, oh, it's the money we contributed they are using to do all this. It's the money we contributed. So he too has learned his lesson. Next time, if anything like this happens, we should carry the family out of everything. Nothing like using emotions at all. Nobody, I'm not saying Baba Mohbad killed his son, but nobody should be exonerated when it comes to homicide case. Anybody can be a suspect, anybody can be the killer. Anybody can send anybody to anybody. I said it then, some people criticize me that how can you say it? How can you say that Baba Mohbad killed his son? I said, no, I'm not saying Baba Mohbad killed his son. But he should have distanced himself and let the public or public prosecutor do what they are supposed to do. Or maybe probably the public will now appoint some escorts for them, or maybe NGO, anyhow they want to do it, they should have done it. He's supposed to have removed his hand. Him now talking that he has free more than anybody. It's because of what he has seen and the money that is coming into him. For all his action, it now shows that yes, this man was just... In fact, I don't even know what to describe him because he disappointed so many of us. He disappointed. I'm still talking to you now. He disappointed me.
Sorry, I have to quickly intervene. Sorry, just a very quick one. To go back to Jack, what you were saying about the sensationalizing the whole thing.
Right?
Yeah, and I want to use answer as a kind of prototype, right? During the answer, it was it was planned. I would say it was actually planned very well, right? And I would still say the people are still invisible. Maybe the government knows in the head, right? And when the uprising started, right, although there was loss of life, but the primary objectives were actually, acknowledged, and those SARS were taken off the street of Nigeria because they were abusing the position eventually, isn't it? So coming back to Mohbad case, there's no big bang approach. It wouldn't work. Are you getting the point? Right? Let's use like a kind of waterfalls. You can say that, right? If you projecting something out bit by bit, even though people who have phones, right, it's another way. The media, the information system is actually a lot better now than what we used to have back in the days. Now we can start from there and then coming out to some other area. But let's say you wanted to do the concert, which Baba Mohbad refused, I was still living about that, right? What African TV was planning, then the memorial thing, would have been another way forward, not to forget Mohbad. Are you getting the point? When you look at the crowd that came out when Mohbad passed, right? So if the memorial of Mohbad has happened last year, right, that actually will heighten the people's mind about what is going on. But Baba Mohbad, for whatever reason he has in his belief, that was thwarted. And that's not good at all. Right? So if we're going further, if we now have the activities, maybe African TV on one side, on one side, everybody do their own thing, but gathering momentum, at one point it reaches a break point, right? And then a lot of people will be aware, even the common fruit seller on the side street will pick that up. What do you think?
Yeah, Richie, you see, what I say is different. What I say is different in the sense that, you see, neither African TV nor Wummi can actually deliver anything reasonable or meaningful now. It's, to be honest, the reason why I'm saying that, I understand the reason why I'm saying that. I wish they could anyway. I wish they could, but I like to be realistic. I like to face my fear. I don't like to say, oh, no, let me dodge it, or let me pretend not to. It doesn't exist. No. So the truth is this. Look at what has happened. Let's look at what has happened during just within the space that Wummi started this. Started championing this 3-second video, which I'm in full support of. Now, look at what has happened. Didn't you guys notice a lot of things that are not normal? Look at this. The police, they were supposed to be giving press. They were supposed to be addressing the people, giving press. What do you call it? Press conference with regards to what was going on with that case then. When the Wummi was, at this, at zone 2, as whatever, they were supposed to be the one to be telling the people what's going on. But what did we have? Wummi took it upon himself to even come and tell people, oh, look, this, we are expecting this. There's this. That is not normal. Now, there were warrants of arrest. What arrest has been made? Nothing. What has been done? As Wummi being arrested, I knew they were never going to touch that girl. I knew they were never going to touch that girl. They won't touch that girl. And that girl knows just too much about what happened to Mohbad. But I knew they were never going to touch him. So when people were saying warrant on it, I was just laughing. I've just been laughing, to be honest. You guys like comedy, man. I'm like, what is going on? Can't these people see beyond what is obvious to them? Look, the police, they are stonewalling. The judiciary, stonewalling. When I say, I mean Attorney General, stonewalling. The police, stonewalling. Who can investigate Mohbad's death? Who can prosecute it? Either the police or the Ministry of Justice, DPP. These two, whatever you call them, these two categories that I've mentioned now, they do not want to do nothing. They do not, look, they can give you selective or selected what's it called, justice, but not the justice that Mohbad deserves. And that is what you're saying. Even without the completion, without the end of the the sham that they call inquest for an attorney general, to come out and put that kind of publication out that you are going to go ahead and charge social people, even with the fact that inquest has not been completed. You see, these are the things that we're talking about. Look at what I was talking about when I was talking about the first one that they played on the public, when they slammed the public with inquest. Whereas that's wrong. Because they know quite well that the people will not know what it is.
Yeah, you know, that was part of the. That's why they had a plan. Put it that way. You know, someone who understands very well the justice system, how this will turn out. That's why they put that's why they put this inquest at first, and that shouldn't be the first thing to do.
Richie,
you know,
Richie, yeah. Do you know what?
Yeah.
At the first phase of the coroner, at the first phase of his process or process, the killers of Mohbad should have been nabbed and arraigned right away. But you know what? Because they did everything possible to evade, to jump that first phase, because they know that there is no way they would dabble into it. They would try to go through that first phase without the people catching them. People will catch them because they're gonna end up in their own snare. So they knew that. That was why they jumped it. Because at that phase, that is the phase where the coroner himself will have to be saying, having regards to XYZ, which is going to be talking, or he or she is going to be talking based on the preliminary investigation report of the police, if indeed they did investigation. But because they know that they never did any investigation.
No, that wasn't an investigation, Jack.
That's why, no. That is what necessitated them. That necessitated them to jump that first phase, and even jump the second phase, and jump to the last phase, which is inquest. And bear in mind that these phases we're talking about, 3 phases, they are very crucial. They must not jump any, and they must complete each of them before you can jump to the next phase. But what did we have? They jumped the first phase. If at the first phase, which was the phase for the coroner to make a determination whether or not the cause of Mohbad's death was clear, at that phase, they would have known the killers of Mohbad. But because they know that there is no way they will be making reference, drawing inferences without talking about, speaking from the report of the investigation of the police, which they know that they never did nothing. Till today, let the public ask them, demand the report of that investigation. They will never release it. They can never, because it doesn't exist. So that's why the coroner had to jump that phase. And then they did as though they wanted to move to the first phase. Because in the first phase, the cause of Mohbad's death was clear. Everything ends there. The coroner has no more job. They issue death certificate to the registrar, and that's it. But because they know that there's no way they can go through that phase without knowing that the police did not do any investigation, proper investigation, so they will have problem. They jumped it. Then the second phase again, which was the stage to medically determine the cause of Mohbad's death. If they were able to determine that too, you see that one? They were now reading the result of that one at inquest, which is wrong. You have to
because that wasn't a true reflection of the report, Jack.
Yeah.
But they have to do that, because that's part of the, I would say, more of a weighty evidence that they wanted to produce and provide at the inquest to say, okay, these are the things that we are going for, And for me, like you rightly said, charging, spending, and the nurse is one of the biggest slap in the face.
It's an act of illegality.
Yes, I could not believe that, and then, something is wrong somewhere. But now, for me, I believe they shot themselves in the foot. When you look at what the doctor's submission says about, right, and it's more of a time specific. So how do you want to correlate that to fit into the nurse story?
Okay, Richie, you have asked a very good question. Do you know what? Let me tell you something. There's something most people don't understand. These people don't give a fuck. They don't care. They don't give two hoots about all of these things that you guys are talking about. I mean, talking about, look, this, you don't know how lawless these people are. The people, the people we're up against, they are lawless to the, you know, when you say lawless to the core, they're lawless to the core. These people set this, they always said the rule of law. They set it aside whenever they, at their own, they say whenever they want, they set it aside. So, it's all of that you're saying. Let the people, if you like, let people start to, let them continue to bring even more driver, whatever. These people don't care. It's we that we care. They don't care. And you see, let me tell you something.
But that's kind of more to me, I think. Honestly, I understand what you're saying.
This is where the problem is. Richie, you see where the problem is? Where the problem is this. You see what these people are banking on? And that is what they're going to use. You see, because Nigeria, you see that country, the engineer, that country was kind of like, it's like, how would I put it now? They created it on the base of, to defraud people, to fraud. Look, the 1999 constitution that they're saying amended whatever 99, whatever constitution, that is a big problem. Military constitution. You took it, you took out the ones you don't like, they left the ones that will favor them. And no, that's what it is. So now you see the problem is this. They know that come what may, the buck still stops at the Attorney General's table. Look, they have even made, you don't know what these people are doing. They are making the police even handicapped in the sense that, Richie, let me tell you something. You may have a case now. Let's say, God forbid, you have this hypothetical daughter. Or don't let me say you, let me even use myself. I have this hypothetical daughter. And right in front of my house, all my neighbors, like 1,000 people were there. And one person takes a knife and stabs this hypothetical daughter to death. And people were recording the incident. Do you know that by the time I take the matter to the police, whatever police is involved, they investigate, they prosecute the matter to court in Nigeria. Do you know that they act?
Oh, Jack is gone. I think he had a call. Amy, thanks for the gift.
Sorry, can
you say something? Okay, Jack is back. Okay.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Do you know that DPP can step even in that kind of a matter and put in, and first of all, what they would do is they would first of all ask the police to submit that file, to hands off that case, give it to them, they take it over. And when they take it over to the court where the matter is meant to be, where the trial is meant to take place, and then they put in the Attorney General's advice, legal advice. And whatever he says there, if he says there is no case, nothing, just dismiss the whole thing. That's it. There is nothing I can do. My daughter is dead. We have the camera, we have the video, whatever, but there's still nothing I can do. They made him Alpha and Omega. That's what is happening here. That is the problem. So they know at the end of the day, let the people cry them if they want. Let them do whatever they want. Let them cry.
But don't you think, though, I know that he has a lot of power, you know, like the justice system, the DPP and whoever, the subordinate has power. But don't you think that with this kind of, I'll use the word crucial evidence, with the submission of the doctor, especially the doctor, right? He's a professional guy, and he examined the body and he gave out his submission. And when you now look back at that submission, how do you want to plug that in or match that up with the timing claiming by the nurse? I think the nurse should be charged, you know, if they worked on that doctors, because that's quite important. So are you now saying that you're going to ignore the doctor submission and just go ahead blindly with the nurse and they're spending to be charged? It's what I don't understand. What's wrong with that system? You asked the guy to come and give his submission, and the submission has proven something which is quite sensitive, that the timing is not right with all these stories of the nurse. It doesn't match. So why can't we, raise the roof on that?
Yeah,
because
Rich, I can hear you, but I can't see you. I can't see you. I can only see myself on Papariano though. I don't know if it is the network. But can you hear me?
I can hear you properly, Jack. Somebody made me invisible, but I can see 3 of us.
You can see 3 of us. That's good. That's good.
It's me, yourself. No, 4 of us actually. It's me, yourself, Paparino, and Lady Amy Ashabi.
Oh, that's cool. I can only see 2 people here. Okay, that's cool then. Since you can hear.
4 of us here.
Yeah. You see, Richie, these people, they know what they're doing. You see, when I heard that they were going to charge the nurse and spend the, to be honest, it's sort of like, it made me to want to puke. Like, I was like, is this the level of lawlessness that these people can go? Isn't this the height? It's crazy. It is crazy. There is no way. Even give that case to a 6th grader. A 6th grader knows that the people in that house, none of them, there's no way they won't be suspects. There's no way they don't have one input in Mohbad's death.
Of course.
There's no way phone forensics will not be done. There's no way bank account forensics should not be done.
I know what's really funny is the way all the 15 or whatever people in the house are trying to exonerate themselves. Oh, I'm not there. I left at so time. And for example, look at the case between Prime Boy and this guy. I actually spoke to him a couple of times. What's this guy that's in England now? Maybe it's in Scotland or somewhere. Lifestyle. And his own story is that he left the place early. I don't know. But when you look at the communication or the text messages between him and Prime Boy, he was actually in the house because he was the one that was replying Prime Boy and looking at the status, looking for his bag and all that. Because if you're not in the house, how come you're checking things for him in the house? Well, you said you have left the house long time. So those are the stories that doesn't corroborate. And going forward, if the phone forensic has been done on all these people, we won't be here. It will have been a forgotten story.
To be honest, that country is just is an unfortunate creation. It's I don't know. They make me sick, to be honest, because
yeah, we shouldn't give up. What I would say is the youth, actually the youth is in the hand of the youth. They try to motivate themselves and then make sure they challenge this process. They shouldn't give up.
And do you even know what? Let me tell you something there, Richie. You see, the fact that they now charge that case before a magistrate has totally shown you what these people want to do. It has shown you what they want to do. They just want to give some frivolous, some less sentences to. That's even if there is any anyway. Because when you charge a matter before a magistrate, it's got implication. And when you charge it before a high court, it has implication as well.
And another thing I was going to ask you, I keep saying this all the time. Just because that this process, if they blindly or with a deaf ear, say this is the people we're going forward, but that doesn't stop the future findings or development, right? Because if it's a criminal and homicide case, you can still, come back to the case even 10 years after this judgment or whatever.
Yeah. You see, yeah. Another okay, like now, I'll let me cite let me just say let me say something from there was a case I witnessed one time like that in Nigeria, and the DPP the Attorney General's advice came in. That's DPP's advice came in, and I was just present in the matter, and that was in the face of compelling evidence that everyone in court. So he came in and he asked them to stop the case, that there's no case. So now, and that was because they were involved in that case. So now the thing is this. Was that a question you asked me before then?
No, I just said that if they go ahead with this prosecution of the loss and
I remember now. I remember. Yeah. So you see, I remember that judge that day said something in his judgment. I admire that judge. He gave a very extensive judgment, and in his judgment, he made sure that he put it there that the Attorney General is supposed to be he's supposed to act in the public interest, and again he said that the fact that this Attorney General doesn't say anything, like says this matter should be like there's no case against this person or this people, does not mean that another Attorney General tomorrow cannot come in office and still decide to take up the same matter, charge it. So that's the thing. If this government, if by the time they pack their stuff and leave, hopefully maybe an opposition party will come in. If they're coming, of course, they can take up the case and give the guy justice. But with this present one that are there, let me not lie to you. To be honest, I have seen all that they've done. They've perfected your job, and you see, it would have been a different case. You see, this thing would have been different if, as at the time, the public were furious, which led to the exhumation of Mohbad's body. If the public had not made that mistake of queuing behind Mohbad's family, if they had not made that mistake, because you see the momentum. Can you still hear me, Richie?
Yes, I'm listening to you, Jack.
Because the momentum was really, it was a huge one. So with that momentum, that could have propelled, because they were scared. They didn't know what could happen, because apparently they could see that the people were not happy. Do you get? So, and that was why they were forced to do that exhibition. So if that momentum had been kept like that, these people would not have been able to have had enough time for them to perfect the whole thing. Now, they had all the time in the world to perfect the whole thing. So they perfected everything. Even though it's still not perfect, but they have done the main thing, which it was the fact that public queued behind Baba Mohbad and his legal whatever. They were the one that they made it possible for them to perfect this whole thing. And that's why, if you remember, Richie, most of my submissions, I've always been saying that what pains me, what is really painful for me, is the fact that public cannot even see that Mohbad does not have legal representation ever since this thing has happened. The guy was late. His father has legal, but this guy does not have no one. Nobody was speaking for this guy. There was no advocacy on his
but don't forget, I don't know what happened. Don't forget, initially, the family actually only have one lawyer, right? Which is Kalana. Initially, right?
Yeah.
Somehow, just Relova broke out of the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
And then that's when the public are really, galvanizing and supporting Joseph Oloba to have a legal representative.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. The Mohbad's lawyer, the Babambe, the guy is only interested in real estate, right? Or business lawyer, whatever you can call him, right? It's not a criminal lawyer. But having said that, I'm sure maybe at one point in time that was discussed that, okay, should we get a criminal lawyer for Mohbad in this case? And I believe Baba standing in will probably say, yes, I'm standing in for my son, right? I want prosecution. I want the case to be thoroughly investigated and all that. This is where we are. We are along the line. It's for some reason, I don't know, maybe it's a heal advice or maybe it's a planned walk or whatever. We are at this stage where we are now. So there's nobody. You can't trust anybody out of the two parties now, right? Whether Wummi or just whatever, you can't trust anybody. The only person we should focus in on is the dead man, right?
Yeah.
It's Mohbad himself.
Yeah.
So because you can see a lot of manipulation, even accountability that we'll be talking about, the management of the fund.
Sorry, Richie. So, I'm sorry. Yeah. The fourth person, the lady, the woman you said is with us.
Yes.
I believe she was.
Sorry.
No,
she's there.
Yes.
Can you unmute Amy Ashabi?
So sorry that we've been the one talking. Since.
Yeah, I was.
No, it's good. It's fine. I'm carrying myself along with you guys. Yeah,
you're driving.
Yeah, so it's fine. Honestly.
Okay. All right.
You're given a reasonable point. Yeah. So it's fine.
All right. Sorry. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Richie, do you know what?
Yeah.
I won't lie to you. Was it like a few days ago? I can't remember. I went up on Naimoli and on a platform. I mean, so I won't lie to you. I sort of like maybe it was that day though. I kind of like I don't know. I'm kind of like feeling this kind of pity, sympathy for that man. That's Joseph Oloba because I don't know. I've never worked.
Yeah, sometimes. Listen, I was very, very hot on his heels, right? At one point, I just said, okay, for me initially, I was the opinion until I soft pedal that I can't come into the house. Are you getting the point?
Yeah.
And see my son being, thrown under the staircase, right? And allegedly, I saw the rail. Because obviously they used the rail to go upstairs, and I saw the whatever blood you have seen, right?
Richie, wait, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Please, do you know what? Let's don't go there. You know why?
Exactly.
I asked myself that because if you go there, you're gonna drive me into that mood. I'm gonna dissect.
Yeah, to me, listen. Honestly, I'm going there in the positive way somehow.
Okay, that's
right. With empathy. Are you getting the point? That's the way I'm going there. I'm not going to go hot on his heels.
That's good. Let's go.
The only leeway for me that I try to look into, first thing, I want to say the man is not completely versatile about the process concept, about how this thing could turn out at that point. At the same time, he sees himself as a helpless person. Are you getting my point? As at that point, maybe that's the reason why he decided to take those actions that he took. This is the only thing I can think of my head. Any other thing is not possible because, Jack, you live here, I live in the Western world, and I didn't want to bring this up. When I had my son like that, that kind of situation, I knew what I did. Are you getting my point? I knew what I did. I turned all the tables. I did whatever I could under the heaven.
My condolences, bro.
Yeah, because if money was an issue, are you getting the point? Right? I was flying to and fro, and I don't know, maybe I flew like maybe 5 times to Canada back and forth. I was sitting with the corona, investigation upon investigation and all that. So this is, but for me, when you look at people from that part of the world and the situation, I kind of agree that maybe, okay, this man was completely helpless at that point. It was being manipulated. You can use any derogatory remarks against him, against his personality at that point, not now. So maybe that's what happened. I want to believe.
Yeah, Richie. Personally, you see, when I said I kind of feel sympathy for him now, it's not because I feel different from the way I felt from day one, but I'm tired of analyzing that man, because the one thing is this: if you want to dissect that what happened, put it together, there's no way you can. There's no way. There's no way you're not gonna. There's no way he's gonna be. You're not gonna find him.
Yeah, you keep asking questions.
Yeah, because there's no way. There's no way, because I personally can't fathom all that happened then, and his behavior now is actually what is worrisome to me, or for me, because I think you see this. His behavior, some people, anybody, people that are close to him, they need to, if they love him, they need to advise him to stop talking, and to stop saying things that will sort of like stir up anger in the mind of the public, in the mind of the people, because these are the same people he called to come to his rescue, and the same people that have helped him, the same people that have made him, that have created him, whoever he is today. So you releasing music, you doing things that will infuriate them, will.
Do you understand the title of that video?
I do. That song itself is a desecration. That song is a desecration. That song is like you can say it's even it's like it's criminal. It's got criminal intent, because you can't be telling the people to stop justice. I mean to keep. I mean you can't shush them, right?
Yeah, shush them. That is shush enough.
Yeah, you can't do that. So you see, all that is doing, I feel sympathy for him, because I'm thinking of future. I'm thinking of posterity. I'm thinking of I don't want him to do things that will make him really, really go down in history as a cautionary tale that other parents will be using, or people will be referring to, that though you better don't
in a negative way. Yeah,
like this developer, things like that. Oh, better don't do this, so that you won't be like, yeah. So I don't want him to become cautionary tale, and that is the reason why I just feel sympathy for him. And my sympathy for him, I just hope that he doesn't have anything to do. He hasn't collected any money prior to the death of Mohbad from anyone who he wasn't supposed to collect from. And I just hope that he's clean. He stays clear of all of this, all things that happened to Mohbad. Because I personally will not spare anyone who has had a hand.
What you said is the biggest worry that I have, honestly. Even recently, I'm having a kind of a sleepless night. That, okay, what if it turns out, to be a shocker for all of us, that okay, the public has just been taken for a ride. And that's my biggest worry. Do you get me? Because there's no point doing that. Whether as at that point, right, when people were showering him with gifts and all that, money coming in with the GoFundMe and all those things. But when you look at what is happening, there's a kind of mismanagement and even deliberate act. I will use that word of mismanagement. Are you getting the point? Because, for example, I heard Muiwa say something when the first accountability that he gave maybe a couple of months ago, saying that they have to hack into people's phone. That's a criminal. That's a crime on its own entirety. Yes, now that they pay to do something, I said, why are you saying this? You know, and anyway, that's just by the way. And then the vague narrative or how the money was spent has never been documented or printed or say, okay, this is the bank statement to relate to all those things. And that's the beginning of the whole thing. And when you look at the situation about people coming in, especially your me situation, how this thing has been thwarted, how Baba first said, how you cannot love my child more than I do, or I cannot say I'm looking for justice and I will sacrifice my son, talking about Dura. That was the initial statement. And then eventually he changed the narrative. That's when he went on the public space. I said, oh, if it was Adura, blah blah blah. That's damage control, right? Let that be. Let that be as a may. It's a damage control. But going forward, what have you actually done? Are you getting the point? To kind of support the drive for true justice. When you look at the way Sanshit come out and give the summary, this man is a yes man. Are you getting the point? I couldn't see any dialogue like conversation. Did you hear that? How do you deal with this? The man was just there like a kind of a pillar. I say, yes, man. This is the way we wanted to do things. There's no kind of activities. I'll use that word. Although Papa Mohbad said, if you look at, I remember one of his interview, if you look at the way this man is his eyes like a red fire. He has his legal team, like a lot of legal team, maybe I don't know how many their numbers. That's the description I got from one of the interview of Papa Mohbad. But as the man actually come out, has he ever showed, that he's being proactive, challenging whatever that's been brought, like questioning. Are you getting the point?
Yeah.
Because when you engage with people giving submission and questioning them, that's when you're extracting information and giving it to the court. Are you listening? This is what this guy said at this point.
And Richard, you see what I see? What I see is another thing I see. Is in this life, it is good for people not to surround themselves with people with ass leakers, with people that they just want to whatever you say, they're ready to just say yes, 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 yes. I mean, they want to please you. They are pleasers. You see, like today, I can't remember the platform but one of our Baba Mohbad's platform, whatever. And one person was talking, I think his name Olaide or something like that. I don't know if he's a barrister or whatever. Maybe they call him Olaide. And he was talking, and he was speaking confidently that Baba Mohbad should know about the EFCC thing. The whole thing.
Yeah, but listen, I don't know the day.
He was beating his chest. Yeah, this guy is right. Sycophants. Yeah, never surround yourself with sycophants.
But let's be realistic though.
He was beating his chest, saying that he can say it with his switch that there's nothing EFCC can do to Mohbad. That you dare not touch him. That there's nothing. And I was looking at that guy and I was like laughing, like. You see, when it's all said and done, all these people, if we look back and we see them no more. All of these boys, all of these women, that's why that's how I've always been saying that people need to understand something about this life. Stop. Me personally, I'm not going to speak for anybody. You are alive, I'm not going to speak for you. Nobody's not alive, that's the reason why I'm here. So anybody who is alive, and they're doing something, they're championing something, or they're starting, or how will I put it now? They're championing something. Let me just leave it like that. Don't speak for them.
I know, but unfortunately,
Because
I don't want to see him as somebody who's blocking justice. I get the point. I want to see him as somebody who's genuinely looking for true justice for his late son, right?
Do you know what I feel, Richie? Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Something I feel about this days. I think when that thing happened, when the homicide happened, yeah. I think I don't know some things that I can't explain that part, but what I can explain, I don't want to go into that because if I go into that, I'm going to be objective. I don't like to deceive myself or to lie to people. So now,
exactly, this is my problem too.
Yeah, let me leave that part. Yeah, I will leave that part. So let me come to. I think at some point, the people who probably the invisible people behind Mohbad's the people that actually probably like the ones that that have given these people cover, the people that killed him cover. I think at some point they probably made it clear to this man that look, there's nothing you can do against you can do to us. This happened. Just move on. So, and I now think that probably some people now saw that they saw the lacuna, they saw the vacuum, and they came in to misadvise this man or to misguide him. That telling him how they can that look, if you can't get justice, at least we can we can get something else. So maybe that was what happened, because you see the likes of Gorexi, the likes of Muiwa and the rest of them. I want to believe that because Wummi Mohbad cannot pull off all of these things. You see this thing about GoFundMe and all that. I don't think that man is.
No, it's not knowledgeable to that extent. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, some people they pulled it off. So
can I join you guys in the topic if you don't mind?
Hi, Mr. Shalaki.
Hi, good evening, guys. Good evening. Yeah, I love the topic you are talking about Baba Mohbad. I'm also a very passionate person when it comes to that man personally. I can see what you guys have been talking about for the past 30 minutes. I don't know if my connection is good because I'm in Nigeria now.
Actually, do you know what? Can I tell you something? The ironic part of it. This is the first time I ever heard you clearly. I was going to ask you, have you changed your phone or something?
Are you serious?
I'm being serious.
What he's telling me I have 2 bars. I don't know.
Yeah,
yes, that's that. It shows that whenever you're in UK, your audio is kind of blurred somehow. So
seriously.
Now I can hear you a bit more clear.
That's good. So as you are talking about Richie and Jack, I know Jack have no feelings for that man from the beginning, as he said.
No. Jack is objective.
Yeah, he has no pity.
Yes, and listen, Mr. Sholake, if you want to find out in the criminal tale, right? You have to take your emotion out of it. Honestly speaking.
Definitely, that's what we got it wrong.
And that's where that is coming from. It's not that it's a human being too.
Yeah, we got it wrong from the beginning. I personally got it wrong from the beginning. I have this sympathy for him from the beginning. I mean, he lost his child and looking for justice. And at the end of the day, the way things are going, he realized he cannot phantom it. He realized it's too big for him personally. Not only that, he thinks he can just get something from it, like a justice he wants. He wants to nail his person. But justice not like that. He got it wrong. We followed him. Personally, I followed him because I believe that he was looking for justice. That's where I want to disagree with you, Richie. That man is not looking for justice.
Mr. Shalaki, what we said.
Can I say you?
We don't want to. Yes, okay.
I will give you an example. The day I realized that that man is not looking for justice, I know it was too late. If you are looking for justice, they mention a name in the middle of the night. You woke up. Who are you to? You can't dissociate anybody from this justice. You are looking for justice. You want to just keep quiet. Let them fish anybody out. As you said, if it's your own mother in the grave, let him go for it. How can you just come out and stand defending somebody in the middle of the night? That's the I lost my total respect for the guy.
Okay.
I realized that he's not looking for any justice.
Can I come in there, Mr. Shilaki?
Yes, you can.
You know, honestly, I was like you when I first heard that, right? But let me pretend, right, to be in Joseph Aloba's shoes, right? This is my own assumption. Maybe he's confident somehow. Are you getting my point? That he is confident. He is confident somehow. Why would you bring an innocent boy into this case?
What is his own?
I know. I like what you said. I'm just saying. I use the word. Maybe he's confident somehow, right? That he knows what killed Mohbad. Are you getting the point?
Yes.
Maybe that's what gave him the confidence that no, I will never allow you to chastise or put this guy in trouble. Okay, I know his dad used to be a senior pastor or whatever, right? And I know this guy very well. Maybe that's why his conscience is what led him to come out and say, listen, I have to defend this guy. I'm just being, you need to look at both ways.
Yeah, devil's advocate. Yeah, you are making sense, really. Yeah, you are making sense. Well, at the end of the day, you are making sense, that I know what happened, and you cannot say it, and you want to come and defend somebody. It doesn't, at the end of the day,
okay,
it's unthinkable, because if you know it, that, okay, I know this is not the person.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm guessing this person will be the person. And you cannot say it, and you are trying to defend anybody. You can't do that.
But the guy is not just anybody. That's what I'm saying to you. If you look at the relationship of the guy's father and Joseph Aloba, it's quite closed, right?
Yeah.
And maybe that's one of the things that gave him a sleepless night. How do I want this father of this guy to see me if I didn't come up to defend him right now? Right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking at.
Hey, but the person can defend himself.
No,
for you to come and defend somebody. I got what you're saying. No, for you to come and what you just said that makes sense to me is this: that for you to come and defend somebody, automatically you have an iota of truth in yourself that this is not the person. I know the person.
Exactly.
Richie, can I say something?
Yeah.
So you can't just double dealing.
Can I come in?
Yeah.
You see, you see what I feel. What I feel is this. I want to be a little bit like a little bit soft on this guy. Look, this is what I feel. If indeed, I want to go by Dr. Kemi Olayo's personal investigation, and the outcome of it. If indeed those people that she mentioned, one person in the presidency, I don't know, 2 or 3 people in the Senate, then 2 monarchs. If indeed these people are actually involved in this case, really, in Mohbad's death, I want to believe that the behavior, you see, Look, one thing is very clear. Is it the behavior of Mohbad's dad in terms of all of this outburst that he's having, all of this, there's a lot of things that he's doing. The behavior generally, that's his behavior, that's his real person, that's his real character. Forget about it. I can't do any makeup on that. But you see, the fact that his behavior, things that he's doing, his actions right from the start, I would say, they are not tilting towards looking for justice. I do not want to believe that he naturally just doesn't want justice. I want to believe that there's been some kind of either intimidation or some kind of power play on him or something like that.
Thank you. I still believe up to now, Jack. Up to now.
Yeah, so he knows clearly that there is nothing called justice that he cannot move close to justice. He can't try to pursue it. Did you get it? Because I want to believe that.
Okay. Can I stop you there? Can I stop you there if you don't mind?
Okay, go ahead.
If you know that there's a power play somewhere that you cannot get justice, and you think as a human being you can fool people for a long time and get away with it, does it make sense to you?
That's it. That's where I'm going.
That's the criminal act we're talking about.
Okay, that's where I was going. That's the biggest mistake he made. That's the biggest mistake. And that's why I said some people, some crooks misguided him. So you see that the aspect of making money making, turning public into money making machine, that is the greatest mistake he ever made, and he has ever made. If truly indeed there was that power play, some sort of power play really on him, he should have just, okay, look, hands off, my hands off. If the public will chase it, but not me, I won't be a part of it. Then he should have allowed the public in the first instance to champion the whole thing. And hands off, wash his hand clean like Pontius Pilate. But you see, but the problem is this. Before anybody can misguide you to do things like that, it's because you have greed somewhere in you. Because if you don't, you will just wash your hands clean and allow the public to do their thing, rather than think that you will make the public go on that kind of roller coaster, emotional roller coaster, and it's not gonna have there won't be repercussion. That's a mistake.
Yeah.
It's a mistake.
And I said it last year that the match will hands off. I said it.
Jack, you're right about what you said.
When it was getting hot, I said, listen, this match will hands off of this thing.
Mr. Shalake, then it was too late. Remember that when it was summoned to Alagbo, yeah? Do you remember that time?
Yeah.
It was after that time everything gone pear-shaped, right? It's a completely different case. So ever since then, even the drive in him kind of sucked to somehow.
No, there was from some of us. We see the handwriting on the wall already. We saw the handwriting, so we know where. So now, do you know my thinking now? If I tell you the truth, for my own thinking, it's like to bulldoze everybody. Use strong head. I say, oh, that's the end of the story. I know. If somebody can say, okay, talk less and forget about it.
Because it's been coached.
It's time to bulldoze everybody now that
it's been coached.
Guys, go away.
May I ask you, do you believe that somebody can be coached to do that under duress? That's the question we should be asking ourselves. Do you think that somebody can be coached to deliver that kind of information under duress?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think he's been planning it. He has realized that the die is cast, and the best is that, well, let me just scatter the whole thing. I don't want to do it again. Go to hell. People who have helped me, I don't care about you.
So you are saying that it's more of an exit plan, right?
Exit plan, yeah. Very soon.
Wait,
very soon. Yeah.
Is that okay? Yeah. Can you hear me? Okay, good. Do you know what? Let me tell you something. I understand what you're trying to say. Look, personally, left to me, if I'm to dissect the oven, dissect him, I will so much dissect him that you probably will not be able to pick his pieces. But you see now, because I can see a lot of things happening. And let me tell you again, Mr. Shalake. Look, you see the song that this man released? All these things that you're talking about. Personally, I'm not going to blame him solely for it. The public made him a monster. The public created, look, there's monster in everybody. But
I agree, yeah.
Yeah, the public gave him so much power. They made him, when you build a monster out of someone, and they were like, you can imagine for someone to be calling somebody an emperor. Emperors are unquestionable. You can't question emperors. Whatever they say stands. If they say, kill these people, kill them. If they say, these ones deserve to live, they live. Deserve to die, they die. So somebody is calling someone emperor. And some people, they refer to this man as almost like God. So why won't he even start saying, sort of like, make his own story look like Joseph and Jesus? Because the people, you see, the people, oh my God, Nigerians, they need to stop this thing that they do. This ass licking, trying to please people, pleasers. I don't understand. Must you people talk to the man? Must you people be the one? Must you do something that will make the man see you so that he can start talking, picking up your calls? Why do you want that? And that is the reason why these people are doing a lot of things just to be close to this man. And you're making this man think that he's now heaven and earth, like he's all in all. Nobody can say anything to him. Nigeria, look, the people on this app, I won't lie to you, I can't understand it. They are quick to build people, to turn people to monsters. And when they turn you to monsters, they will now move far away from you, and they will now start saying, oh, why is he a monster? He's a monster. No, you created a monster. So, you see that behavior now. I'm not going to blame him solely on him. That's his character, though. He's definitely got that in him.
Yeah, it was emboldened. It's like somebody being emboldened to do it.
Yes.
And not only that, to support what you are saying, you can imagine, people are still saying that you cannot do accountability. When you ask people, telling him not to do that, what do we do? You are just creating unnecessary. It's like putting the man in trouble.
Shalaki, let me tell you something. Look, the same way people built Baba Mohbad into whatever they be. Let me tell you, what you have just said now, I have heard people say the same thing to another person now. Like, we are just giving you the money, we don't want accountability, don't want accountability. Look, let me tell you something.
They are giving a lot of trouble.
Shalaki,
it's good to boomerang.
Shalaki,
we pay for this.
You see,
whether we like it or not.
99.9% of the people in this Just for Mohbad, they don't even know the reason why they're here. They don't know what justice is about. If you know what is justice, you will never say anybody should not account for anything. Because
I'm telling you,
justice means. I want people to get it clear. Because when you start saying justice means this, justice means accountability, they won't understand. Justice means questionability. The reason why we are here is because we found the actions of Wummi and Adura and those people in that house questionable. We are asking them questions. What happened to Mohbad? That's why we're here. So,
can I just say this again?
Answerability again.
Can you guys allow me to say this again?
Go ahead.
And repeat it for the second time. Giving somebody money willingly doesn't mean that that person will not account for that money. Either you are being forced or you give it on your own. That person has to need that money for. If it's not done, it turns to a fraud. All this, let me tell you guys.
Apart from that, Mr.
People
Shalake.
go to bank.
No, Mr. Shalake.
Transfer money. Even the bank manager between them. Are you sure
Mr.
you
Shalake,
send this money to this person?
No,
they will sign it.
No, Mr. Shalake. The money was actually channeled towards two directions. Baba private gift goes to his Wema bank account. Okay. Yeah. The GoFundMe is what we're asking for as an accountability. So when the GoFundMe
not only GoFundMe,
one minute. When the GoFundMe started going to his private account, the traceability has to establish for what purposes. That's part of the accountability. Are you getting the point?
Yeah, yes.
So this is very important. People should get that right. Right? The GoFundMe was raised for a purpose. Justice for Mohbad. Right? So, and that's very accountable for. There's no two questions about it.
They say you gave it. The people are saying that it's being given freely. You don't have to account for it. And nothing anybody can do about it. I don't know how people think. Because this thing is for a purpose. If it's not used for that purpose, you have to account for it. It becomes a fraud, deception.
Most especially if you gazumping, you know what gazumping means? Gazumping is you fortify receipt and all that. You're bumping up the price. You're bumping up the engagement process. Say, for example, if you give money, Richie, go and get yourself some medication. And I went to the pharmacy and I said, Mr. Shalake, I got this amlodipine, I got this vitamin D3 plus K2, everything come up to like 500,000, right? And I know for fully well that it only cost me 200,000. Are you getting the point? Those are the area that is questionable. If people come in and say they've done autopsy or whatever for 30 million, and you start questioning, right? You start wondering how come. So these are the trigger point for the public to start asking questions.
Richie, I see. The problem is this. You see, there's something I've seen. I've seen a pattern in this justice for Mohbad movement, and that pattern will never change, and the people will never change. That's the truth. You see, that culture of don't question, don't ask questions, don't question this person, dare not mention the name of the person, it still lingers on. They made that, you see, it's funny.
I wanted that to come and get your money back.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
The divide and rule approach.
I would have thought that when people fail as a result of a mistake, they should be able to trace the steps and say, we failed because of this. If you
seek reverse.
Exactly. You're executing a project and you something happened, you failed. You have to go back. Like, where did I get it wrong? I got it wrong here, point A, point B. Okay, so that it will enable you to succeed in future projects. So now, but here, a particular mistake made people fail, which is, you see, what really, let me list things that actually led to failure that made the justice slip out of people's grip. Number one, aside the fact that the government or whatever, another thing, what would have been helpful is, first, what caused it is the culture of no question, don't question. Then again, money. You see, money came in. The culture, do not question this person. If you mention their name, we'll come for you. If you do this, we attack you. That's on the side of the people. That's led to feel, and the mistake of queuing behind a family member to get justice for Mohbad. Those are for me, the three major things, errors that led to the summary execution of this justice, or summary death of this miscarriage of this justice, because you cannot do that and not expect to get a result. You will never get a result. The society get better when you ask questions, and people should get it right. Castigation, when you say castigate, it means criticize. Simple, criticize. Criticism. There is no process, no nation, nothing that can get better without criticism. It is when you criticize it, you scrutinize it. That is when that thing can get better. That is when you can get result. So the moment that is not there, there's a problem. Because it shows that there's something. What are you hiding that you don't want to be questioned? Question me anytime. I should be able to answer. So, that is there. Then queuing behind the family member, no, it's wrong. You will never get that justice. Then in a homicide case, no, you won't get it. Then again, what's the other one I mentioned? Then money again. That's very important. Money was flying. Like, do you know at a point, people turn it to like pepper them kind of thing. Like, like team, like we would do this to pepper them Baba Mohbad's gang, and them Yomi too. People will do things to pepper.
Sorry, I need to break this in. The moment, this is one of the reasons why Yomi was being antagonized, because it's taking away people from Joseph Aloba's team, and which means the money that's supposed to be coming in for Joseph Aloba has already been deviated to Yomi's project, and that doesn't go down very well.
There's no doubt about that.
So it's one of the issues.
Yeah, no doubt about that, to be honest.
Because people like I said, or Mr. Shalaki will think twice before.
Richie, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
When you mentioned that, I was thinking one platform.
The money people introduced to that man is more than enough to drive him to make somebody throw away justice, because somebody who has never experienced that kind of money, and you to be honest, it's a huge mistake, and I would never blame him for that. I'll blame the people for that. I'll blame the people. I will blame wherever that thing is coming from. I don't know. Since when has homicide turned to? I don't understand. Like, you now donating money to the family, or create an account and be putting money there.
Yeah, you're right about what you said, Jack. But when you think about the situation in Nigeria, where we don't have a social service system, right? And don't forget, Mohbad is the one actually supporting his dad financially.
Look,
right?
Let me tell you something, Richie. The people should have waited and got that justice for it. Let me tell you something. Will it be the only person in? Do you know how many people that have lost their loved ones in Nigeria, and are they not moving on with their life? Won't they survive? They will survive. They could have waited for justice to come first, and then whatever you want to do, if you want to buy a private jet for anybody in the family, you can do, but not in the middle or in the midst of trying to solve a homicide. We're even talking about the one that there's a love that is shrouded with, in some sort of a doubt and some sort of conspiracy, and you're not thinking that. Look,
are you saying the emotional was too much, right?
Emotional. It's emotion. Look, Richie, I said something before.
Can I just say this?
Dude, I said something before. You see, the problem people made is this. Look, the mistake people made is this. They were being empathetic towards the man. And look, there's difference between empathy and sympathy. When you're being empathetic, it's vulnerability. You're vulnerable. You are a vulnerable person already. That person can get you to get the best out of you, can do whatever you want to do with you. So it is a weakness. Empathy is a weakness because you want to correct yourself. You can correct yourself at the end of the day. What? You can correct yourself at the end of the day. If you are embarrassing somebody and all of a sudden the person starts misbehaving and starts doing something that is uncalled for, then you can change. There's nothing like you cannot change. Yeah, I believe you can always change. It's the only people who are still die hard fan, no matter, as you said, we embody the man, and he turned into a monster, and he continued to behave the same way. But as per money, you are talking about money. Let me just go back to that money, because I was in one platform today in the afternoon when they were talking about your miss money. I came up briefly. I tried to express myself. I spoke to Yomi personally. He didn't agree with me. Yeah, I still speak my mind. I do support him. Yeah. But when the truth has to be told, I have to say it. I told him personally. I said, yeah, if anybody say you have collected money, I've not seen any money you've collected. I said, I can't. I don't have details of your accounts. Fine. But all the money that has been contributed has been used. Either the protest, either the press conference, you donated for it, you did it. Second one, you donated for it. But I have to tell you the truth. If the money is being donated, you are right. You are an NGO. You are the face of that NGO. And all over the world, NGO is not accountable to anybody except the government. We all know that.
Well, now, I don't know what you mean by that, Mr. Shinake.
Yeah, okay, I will explain to you now.
Yeah.
If you donate to an NGO, just like donate to a Red Cross,
yeah,
cancer research, and you have brought, there's so many NGO, all those this thing.
Yes.
What they do is you can go to their website. You can even Google them on what do you call it, company house. They will let you know what they've done for the whole year. Okay, they donated water for this place. They did a borehole in this place. They did it, all these things. This money you have been donated to do. You go to Ethiopia, do this, do that. Was it done? You've done it. Now, but we are talking of Nigeria. If somebody gives you anything above 500,000 for you to do something, nobody wants to wait for 1 year and going to Nigerian website or going to your own website. I'll go to anywhere to go and see what you use that money for.
Mr. Shalake, thank you for bringing this up.
No, I said it. Let me just land. He will. I tried to explain to him. I said, if you think people will now wait for 1 year or 6 months, or you want to put, if you are not saying it, what you use this money for? Normally, that's how it's supposed to be. But we are talking of a third world country here. People want to put their money where their mouth is. Okay. They want to see what their money is being used for. Okay. Nobody is totally educated like that to start going to website, going to what is our own CAC here to go and look your tax return, all those things. Nobody want to go do that. Let's come to that our own level.
May I ask you a question?
Yes,
see, this is why we got it wrong. I like the fact that you brought this topic up. You have an NGO, right? Your Miss NGO is not just for justice for Mohbad alone.
Yeah, definitely.
He can go to any activist that he thinks he wants to support and use his money for that, right? So if we decided to put money into Yomi's NGO, right? Yes, at one point, you write about that it can give you bullet by bullet what he has done, right? But the question is, do we have a visibility how much we have donated to him? The answer is no. No. Yeah. Okay, so let's leave that aside. Now, look at what I'll keep saying this. Look at what Lady did, the approach she used, right? She contacted people, listed names, right? And have the money. And whenever she's reporting, she even, this is what I call it about managed services. There's a specific engagement that she wants to deliver. Are you getting the point? And she wants to get Yomi as an activist to deliver that particular aspect point. He's a leader on his own right. Are you getting the point? Yeah. So the managed services is leaders collected the money from many people, and she has always been accountable for the money collected. Upon even up to the money given to you. Are you getting the point? Yes. Right? And she always mentioned, articulate specific reasons up to the core. Can everybody be like Oblivious? Oh, no. This is what we need to do. I'm going somewhere, right? If you're me collecting money from, let's say, this platform, right? And the money is dedicated for a purpose, right? Olori B is the one that's going to be accountable for the money being collected. Yeah. And up to the core that this is what I've given Mr. Yomi. Yeah. And the announcement should be, if you want to donate money to Yomi's NGO privately, you're on your own. You can do it. If you're happy, you can do that. Are you getting the point? I can do that as well. And I've seen people, and actually, I observed people did that today for him. One or two people. Are you getting the point? On Madame Mojola's platform, right? I observed that. All I'm saying to you is we, or Justice for Mohbad, right? That we need to hold ourselves together. Richie. Yeah. Now, that's what what you said now. If it's on this platform, not for to him directly. Now, if it's to him directly, and he's not ready to account for it, that is where he's not supposed to account for it. Let's be realistic. He's not supposed to. It's the NGO. I agree with that. Apart from that, we don't have the visibility of money collected. That's the problem. Yeah. So he's the one that has to say, okay, this person paid 1 million for us to do this. People don't want to wait for 1 year. He has answered you, Mr. Shinaki. His NGO is not for Justice for Mohbad alone. Yes, if he wants to give summary, are you getting the point of the engagement of what he has done? Let me be realistic. I will give you an example. Personal example now. If you're mentioning something, I will give you an example now. I'll give you an example now for what you just said. That was a day I was on his platform with Lady Aries. He said he needs a place in Lagos for office to stay, everything. I said, that's... Sorry, guys, I'm ready to give it to you. I want to mention the place. He said, I don't know, I should not picture it. He said, we are just signing an agreement. We are talking like this. I said, I'm not signing an agreement with you. I'm giving it to you for just a woman. He said, no, for the office. I said, no, I'm not signing an agreement with you. The day we finish just for Mohbad, that's the day I'm collecting my place from you. I said, no, he doesn't want. I said, that's bye-bye. Go up, say now. I will didn't talk about it again. It was on the platform. I came straight. I said, no. I'm not doing it again. Sorry. I'm giving it to him. Stay there.
Anything you want, anything you want to do, office, anything, I'm giving it to you. I have it in Ojodo. I will give you the address. Go there, they welcome you. Okay. They say, okay, you send that. I said, send that for what? It's for just so bad. If it takes you 10 years to finish it, go ahead and do it. He said, no, you can be using it for office. I said, no, I'm not giving anybody any office. I'm not telling you I'm collecting any money from it. Sorry. And if you ever mention it again, which means he wants to establish himself, it's not that, as you said now, we are all doing this. I'm telling you, 95%, 99 people on this black app, they are doing it just for Mohbad, not okay, your own NGO. Mr. Jalake, Mr. Shalake. Are you getting what I'm saying now? I know. Let me now bust your bubble. Okay, Jack first. Jack first, yeah, please. Go ahead, Jack.
Oh, I can go ahead. Okay, good. Well, first of all, I don't know. Let me ask you a question. Do you want me to be part of the conversation, or I should just keep listening to both of you?
No. If I come in, we were discussing this. We are not cutting you off. We are all discussing.
I'm gonna be real if I come in. Yeah. Okay, now. You see, one thing is this, Mr. Shalake. First of all, like, what you have done is highly very commendable. It shows that you really, really, truly want justice for Mohbad. To be honest, for you to have because I was on that live that day, but I didn't stay much. But I heard the part where you said, where you volunteered to give him your place for him to use. But what further discussion, I don't know. So I left that day. I was like, oh, this is really good. We have people that really truly mean justice. So that's a good one. Now, you see, personally, I will refrain myself from talking about this. And the reason is just because I now understand that, because, if you notice the way I used to do my analysis before, Richie, I don't mince words. I don't hide anything. I would just go straight. But these days now, I notice that, sometimes truth is really, really, it's, as they say, it's bitter, it's hard. It's like hard pills, bitter pills. It's hard to swallow. So I try to, I don't want to hurt people's feelings. I don't know how people feel. So sometimes I just don't want to talk about some things. But you see, what Mr. Sholake has done is really good. But you see, I have my reservations about everyone, like about Yomi, about everybody, about African TV. I know what is going on. I really know a lot of things that's going on, and but I think I won't talk about this. Let me leave you guys to continue. Keep talking. I'm listening.
No, listen. The bottom line. Let's be realistic. Before I go further, I want to say, it's a highly commendable what Mr. Shlake did. Right? I have to say that, Mr. Shlake. But what's more important is the fact that Yomi has an NGO, right? And he's the one managing the portfolio of his NGO, right? As an activist, he might have a pocket of activism that he wants to do. And how do you want to separate that? This is going to Mr. Shalake. How do you want him to separate that for using your place as an activist? That you want him to use it for justice for Mohbad alone? How do you, so do you want him to time his split himself that, okay, now if I'm doing just for Mohbad, I'm going to go to Ojoto? How do you want to separate that? Go ahead.
Is what? No. Yeah.
Oh, your reception is very bad. Maybe your battery.
I think your reception or your battery.
So maybe you should drop and come back.
Mr. Shilaki, your reception is really bad. Are you listening? No, he didn't get it. No, it's not working. No. Could it be the? I think your reception actually.
Richie.
Yeah.
Mr. Shalaki, you should drop and come back and request immediately. I don't know. Is this really bad?
The reception is bad, yes.
Yeah, he's buffering really badly. So now, yeah, Richie, you said the thing is this.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what this man just said now. From what he just said now,
mm-hmm.
that's where I'm sort of like. See, I have, if I'm to dissect Yomi's matter, it's gonna be really, it's gonna be very catastrophic, to be honest. But I'm not gonna I'm not gonna go that route. But
okay,
my question is, I want to ask you.
Let me ask
two questions quick.
Okay.
Why did this man have to go into an agreement with him? Because there's somebody just volunteering. You're not paying rent. So why does he have to go into an agreement with you to use the place? Number one, that's number one. Number two question is, I'm still asking, why? See, the day Papariano mentioned that thing, I was like my ears just tingled. Like, why will he block Papariano? Why did he block Papariano?
Listen, that question still lingering. But on this one, let me explain something to you, Jack. I've given out a place like that for somebody before. Honestly, right in Lagos there, in Ikeja. And it's always good to have an agreement, honestly speaking. It's safeguarding your own as a giver and the person you're giving it to. It's very important. It's just 2, 3, 4 nice documents. Are you getting the point? There's nothing wrong with that.
Don't forget the man.
For legal
Don't
purpose,
forget
that's not,
the agreement Mr. Sholake wants. He has said it.
Yeah, but has he been reading? I understand. A verbal agreement.
Yeah, he could have just said. He could have just advised that. Okay, put it into writing like that. But it's clear that that's not enough for him. That's not what he wants.
Yeah, listen, what he wants, he even said it, right? And Mr. Sholake said, I only want to release it out for justice for Mohbad only. And that wouldn't work. Let's be realistic, honestly speaking.
Wait, Richie, I want to ask you a question.
Because listen, if I'm operating,
let's leave Sholake matter. I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
Let's be very realistic now. Let's be very honest.
Yeah, I mean, I'm listening.
Yeah, I want to ask you. Do you want to tell me that you haven't seen anything? You haven't seen red flags around your me since?
Listen, remember I used the word, a professional word, right? Managed services. That you know what it's all about. It's about saving unnecessary cost, budgeting, and at the same time managing the funds.
That's not my question. No. I'm talking about generally now. Generally, are you saying that
listen, initially, Jack, I've said it before. Hold on 1 second. I said it to your Miss Face, right? Or was it on 3 days ago on Amin Kaede? Yeah. And I said it to his face. I said, listen, I was one of your critics before, right? Especially when you first came and then you were filming yourself, you went to London, that somebody wants to kill you and all that. I said, I was very, very skeptical. I was even joking that what a caricature and all that. I told him, right? I said, but fortunately, on this 3 seconds video, I changed my perception about you. I told him, I didn't lie. And I asked him that question, is it true that you are saying that nobody should ask you for accountability? And he said, no, he has never said it like that. Okay? And these are the questions that I asked him. I said, thank you for confirming this, because I've heard this so many times that you said nobody should ask you for accountability. I asked him that question. It's always good. It's always good. This is me. I'm not scared when it comes to questioning. Are you getting my point? And I asked him directly. I wanted to answer me that question. I even said, listen, we got about almost 300 of us on this platform. Now I'm asking you this, Mr. Yomi. Is it true that you said this, blah, 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 blah? I asked him 2 or 3 questions afterwards, right? And which is related to what I was telling you about. And I'm still saying, it's for us on this justice for Mohbad, right, to apply wisdom and to do things accordingly. And if you want to be generous, like I used that word, he even said it today. If you want to be generous, if you're happy to give Break the Silence Foundation money, you can do it, right? I don't have any problem with that. But if you, and this is the guy who's coming out, even he's even detailing his accountability before you give him money. So what's stopping us, or whatever platform that he's getting money from, what's stopping us to say, oh guys, this is how much money? Even look at Paparano. If Paparano is asking for donation for somebody, he always asks the total. It's not because he wants to use it for anything, but he wants to have a record of what he has done. Are you getting the point? So why can't all people emulate that? Okay, God, listen 1 minute. If you look at this platform saying there's a project that we supporting Mr. Yomi to do about justice for Mohbad, and this is what we need. We need some donation. It's down to that person, to be accountable for all his donors on his platform.
Wait, Richie,
to manage that. This is what I call by managed services. Mr. Yomi, how much do you say this thing will cost? About 1 million, blah 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 blah. Even like he was even saying, I can give you contact of somebody to go to and ask about these people. This is Yomi even saying it. Now, the question is, Yomi is an activist. Okay, I believe what you're saying. I've done my own due diligence. Are you getting the point? I've done my own due diligence about this cost of this thing. So, Mr. Yomi, I'm giving you 1.2 million or whatever. Go and finish the job. And he has the responsibility. I'm talking about the giver now, the Olurebi or the Dairies or Papaya or whatever platform. He has the responsibility to come back to his donors. This is how much I've collected from all you guys, and this is how much I've given Mr. Yomi. And don't forget, Mr. Yomi also has to feed himself.
Richie, wait.
Don't let us shy away from that. So if this give me back 80% of my ROI, I don't question it.
Richie, that's not my problem. It's all these things you're saying, they're not even my problem at all.
Okay.
Now let me tell you something. You see, this is the way I roll. And I like to be honest to myself. You see, first of all, I like people to be honest in small things. When people are honest in small things,
it's an indication,
then they can be honest in bigger things.
Yeah.
Number one, do you know, recently, was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. Yomi was still on a platform, I can't remember. And then he had to talk about what happened, it was his initiative to go to Mohbad's house, to do this, to do that, the camera thing, da da da. I was expecting that even by now, you could at least give credence to the people who sent you. Be honest for once and say, look, some people had this initiative. They told me, look, Mr. Yomi, please, can you go to such a place for us to go and get this? So He's totally dishonest there. Totally, completely, defiantly dishonest.
Oh, you mean he didn't say that somebody advised him what to do?
Never. Till date, he never. And he still said this. I thought he was going to admit. He still never admitted that. So now, that's
okay.
flag for me.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
Then number two is this. You, in the course of, you want to galvanize money. You want people to donate money. You're so desperate about that. And then you are having to sort of like giving them some fake false assurance, like justice is near, like in 2 weeks, like in 1 week, stuff like that. That's bullshit, man. That's
you mean it shouldn't be motivating people?
That's madness. That's dishonesty of highest order. Because why would you be assuring people what you don't know? Justice, is that how you get justice? Justice is like a pancake that or some kind of a toast bread you just put in the toaster and then it comes out. It's done.
Okay.
You do that because you want to donate.
May I ask you a question?
Before you ask, let me finish. I have a lot.
Okay.
And you see this second one I mentioned, he's done it several times. And another thing is this. Another one is this. There's one I intentionally don't want to go into that one. Another one is okay now. Most of the things that when Yomi came out and told people that there's warrant on Yomi, as any of his supporters, the people that will go on his platform and sit down there, sit their asses up like dummies, have they questioned him what actually happened to that warrant? Because when you say there's warrant to someone, that means police are no longer waiting for that person to come to them. They will go and look at that person. So now, that's what warrant is. So now,
yeah, let me see.
Come in. Has anybody asking what happened to that warrant on Wummi? Because I'm still interested in what happened to that warrant, because I've been laughing my ass up ever since he said that stuff that there's warrant on Wummi, because I knew that there would be nothing like that. So now, that's another one. Because look, the thing is this. I just like to be realistic. I'm not saying the noise is making, the drama is creating is not good. It's good, at least to keep the whole movement going or stop deceiving people. And all of this whole thing, collecting money for submission, it's all I don't get it, because at the end of the day, this is just movement within a circle. You're moving within a circle. That's retrogressive movement. That's not progressive. You can be in that circle for 100 years. You're going nowhere.
Okay.
So you see, let me tell you something. The way I was created, the way I was trained to question processes, things.
It's normal, Jack. It's
But people here don't question.
No.
Question.
No, all of us. Listen, Jack, I question all the time. Anybody, by nature of what we do,
Sorry, please, Jack. Have you ever questioned him and he didn't answer you? I'm not anyone's supporters, but have you ever confronted him and has he given
he has always answered my question. He's a good listener.
Let me answer your question. The reason why, see, there was a day, I said it before, there was a day I went on his platform one day, and I want to actually help him. That was when that stuff newly happened, the 3 second, because Richie, if you remember, look, okay, let me not go into that one again.
Okay, Jack, before you
wait. The question you asked me, let me answer it. Okay. The reason why I haven't asked him the question you're talking about is for not that the fear. What he did to Papariano is what would do to me. He will block me right away. No, because the question is, why did he block Papariano?
Don't assume, please. Don't assume. Because you
why did he block Papariano?
We don't know. That is Papariano, not you. If Papariano is his own self, he can defend himself. They have reasons. It might not be. No.
Hold on. Jack, may I ask you a question?
Richie, wait. Richie, you were on Papariano the very first time I asked you. Haven't I asked Yomi a question? The question I asked him, was he able to answer? You were there, Richie, talk. he pretended as though his network went crazy and it went down.
Jack, please don't defend Papayano. Papayano also.
I'm talking about myself. I asked a question. Richie, were you not there?
Jack,
Richie,
sorry.
Answer. Were you not there?
Jack.
Did I ask him a question or not? Did he answer me?
You asked him a question, never answer you. But I want to honestly 1 minute, Jack.
My question answered now.
Sorry, I should be 1 minute. Jack, 1 minute. I want to believe.
The question I'm going to ask him. These are no questions that regular people ask him. All those Jack. When I ask you a question, it's going to go crazy, to be honest.
Jack, 1 minute.
Go ahead. Let us sing him crazy first.
Jack, listen to me. Honestly speaking, I want to believe what happened to me that day is more genuine, that he lost. Is whatever, right? And you know why I'm saying this? The same thing happens on Thunderfire's platform. I was in the middle of asking him a question. He was in the car driving to Lagos and he lost connection and he came back up after a while.
Okay, Richie, the question I asked him, I'm still going to say it now. The question I asked him that day.
And why I asked him that question. I'm going to ask him actually whenever I say.
The question I asked him. No. If you ask him now, look, of course, he's prepared because the thing is, when I asked him that day, you know what happened? After I asked him that he dropped, he now went to open his own platform that day, and he was now saying people should help him look for that Jack. That is Jack. That Jack. I'm even looking for that. What did he say? So he now had to now start explaining himself to the people on his platform that he wrote that there's a second petition indeed, which they were not in the knowledge of before.
But he admitted though.
Wait. Everything that he does.
Wait, you guys should just leave emotion and let me talk, man.
I'm not being emotional, Jack.
This is not emotion.
Okay,
Jack.
can you just let me express myself?
Let me ask another question.
Let me express myself, then you. No, don't ask me yet. Let me express myself, then you can ask me whatever you want. Now, when the issue of, because most people they don't even understand, they don't even know the genesis of the African TV and this guy. They something.
In their case, please.
I'm not talking about the case now. I want to say something. When Yomi, wait, Richie, you know what I'm talking about. When Yomi,
yes,
that letter that he said petition he wrote back then, and because I was worried when because I always complained that police are not treating his petition under that. I'm like, are these people this lawless again? That
I remember we discussed this and Socrates was there and all that.
Wait, there's something I want to bring up because not so many people were there that day. So now, I was on Aries. It was even in the morning. I think I was going to work that day, and I heard them talking about it. And I went up, and I said, "Okay, let's read. Like, can we?" I had to go on his platform, and I read the petition, the so-called petition, and I said, "This is not a petition, to be honest. That this is not action-based." And I now understand the reason why. And don't forget, the police already that they don't want to do anything about Mohbad. Anyway, so you're bringing something to the knowledge. That's not a petition. So that now, because we proved that, and I was able to prove it to them, and then Fola the law volunteered to draft a petition to send to the Navy so that they will launch that petition, and that was what led to the petition that was written through African TV to the police. Okay, so now
yes, I remember.
So now, when this stuff happened that time, I can't remember what happened. That it was going get crazy and all that. That African TV, like, they wanted to take a shot. I don't know what happened between them. And I just said that he refused to sign. He refused to honor police to help them with their own petition and all that. So I heard Yomi at that time. I heard him like on his platform. He was saying that 2 weeks ago. That's fresh one. 2 weeks ago that he wrote another petition. He wrote another petition, but he didn't want to tell people because of that they had to write. So that petition that he wrote, that's the one police attended to. They acted on that one first. So you see, all of these things, that's the problem I have in this just for moment. People have got interest and they push their interest first.
Okay.
When you keep putting your interest first, you're costing Mohbad justice.
Jack, the same Yomi acknowledges and even mention your name, right? He acknowledges what you said, and he didn't shy away from saying, "I redrafted this. You know, I don't honestly, Jack. You have to give it to him. You know what I'm saying is, right? He's a good listener. Let me tell you this. I even mentioned this to him 3 days ago. I remember on Papa News platform when we were discussing about conferences. And I said, eventually you went. I said, yes, I went back and I redacted and I did 2 conferences and it was successful. He said it.
You see,
and he was against conference initially.
Richie, let me say something to Jack.
I'm gonna drop very soon because I can see.
You can't drop. You
I can see his dogs. His dogs are already barking in the comment section.